What is going on, everybody, and welcome in to episode 61. Finally, episode 61. We're finally able to do it. We're here. Come hell or high water, we were going to have this show today because it has been delay after delay, unfortunately, because of freaking, I don't know, man. It's been like what? It was, I had power outages. Fucking people were sick. People hurt their back. People have been out of vacation. One of ours is still on vacation. If you guys can tell, Bill is an octopus just chilling in the water. Yeah, episode 61. We are live. We are here. We are absolutely ready to do this. And appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out with us. It's going to be a great show. We've got some awesome topics and things to talk about. And super stoked and excited to have this episode. So, yeah. How you guys been, man? Like, it's been a minute since like I said, we were supposed to have this last week and we didn't get to have that one. So, how you guys been? Scruff, how's the new job? Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's that thing whenever you go from like the like you go from like, I don't want to call it a kid job, but like let's be honest, like when you go to that kid job and then like it's like you go and you actually start like work with dad. Yeah, you're like, oh shit, this fucking sucks, man. I want to go back. Like, so right. No, yeah. That's awesome. Well, super happy to. I've been able to game. Like we haven't been able to game with you recently, man. So just being able to like actually, yeah, for sure. No, super happy to have you back and get your schedule down. And we'll get you, we'll get you back on there. So and we'll get the stream. So I'm sure you'll have an epic comeback stream. It'll be righteous as always. So. And obviously, we got Enigma. How you doing, Enigma, man? How's life been treating you over the past couple of days? What?
G.
Can't hear
Do you
who?
have us muted?
No. I don't know why. Can you say it again?
Can you hear us, chat?
There you go, chat. Can you hear?
I can't hear Scruffy. Yeah, I can hear myself.
I don't know. I didn't do anything. I swear to God, it's CERN. It's fucking CERN, man. Dude,
CERN, bro. Okay.
I didn't touch anything. I didn't touch a fucking thing. It's not.
Oh, good. That's just a big worry on like a live podcast. We got to get that figured
out. Oh my God. Okay, Scruffy. So relive exactly what you said, Scruffy. So here's what happened, guys. If you didn't hear it, Scruffy got a new job. He's understand what it means to be a man now. He found his testicles and he's having to work real hours. So that's kind of what happened.
I haven't necessarily found him yet. Okay, I'm still looking.
Oh, he's got to go to YouTube for that.
Yes. Oh my God, dude! I swear.
Always circles back.
It's okay. I'm assuming everybody can hear us now. Yeah. All right. Fuck CERN, dude. Fuck the Swedes for turning on the fucking hydrogen collider. Like, thanks, appreciate it. This is great.
So, yeah. Anyways, Scruff got a job. He's working into it slowly but surely. So
yeah, just trying to get back on that schedule. So
we miss having him around for playing games and everything, but gaming ain't everything. Real life got to come first. You know how it goes.
That's lies. You know it.
My back's doing good. Slightly, I guess. Shoulders are fucked today, but PT's fun. Don't get a back injury, everybody. It sucks.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I'll try not to. Yeah.
What about you, sir? What about you, Sin? How you doing?
Yeah, new job's going great, man. For the first time in a long time, I'm actually happy at where I work at, and it's been a minute. It's been a long search, but finally found my home in the gaming industry. Finally found a place that I really love what I do, and colleagues that I really love to work with, and yeah, so it's awesome. So Corsair's treating me right. Let's just say that. We'll
Hell yeah.
out there. So, But yeah, you guys aren't here to hear us blab on about like our lives and what we're doing. And this isn't like the daily life podcast. It's a pre-patch podcast. We talk about fucking video games. We talk about shit that's going on. We talk about Twitch and we talk about YouTube and all that kind of crap. So let's get to it. As you know, if you are a fan of the show, we kick off every single episode with technical issues. And then once we figure out those technical issues, then we kick off what it is to actually go into Twitch news and YouTube drama. And this is no different. But this time we actually, again, Twitch has been rolling out some good features, and I have to say I'm actually kind of happy. So I'm surprised a little bit, right? Where we've had a real run of just kind of shitty features kind of coming out there. These two, I'm ecstatic about. I know one of them I think is actually getting some bad, like.
I'm still kind of skeptical
response.
on these, to be honest, though.
I'm
Being Twitch.
The first one's getting kind of lambasted because they did it in a way that isn't entirely the best way that they could have done it, but the second one's not bad.
Yeah.
So
well, the second one in theory is great.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind. I don't know. I mean, I've read like what people are getting pissed off about, but I think they're just pissed off because it's changed, right? And I mean, I get it. Like, it's not the best way to get discovery out there, but fuck, man, it's better than what's out there right now.
Well, the problem isn't
no discovery out there right now. So
yeah, the problem really isn't the discovery. It's the problem is that no matter what you do, you're still not going to get up on that top fucking carousel or whatever, the carousel up at the top, unless you are the highest viewed in that channel, essentially.
Yeah.
From everything that I've heard.
Yeah.
Well, so I thought I thought what was here was what they were supposed to be doing was that they were going to highlight channels. Okay, well, all right. So let's explain the feature first, and then we can dive into right, what it is. Right. So for people that don't understand or what's going on, Twitch is basically changing the layout of their current way that you view things. And actually, this is a great opportunity. We can kind of show what I'm talking about, or what we're talking about. So if you go to Twitch right now and you look at Twitch, right, this is exactly what you would normally see. So you come in here and you see this, right? So let's say we go to a channel. Let's say we want to go to Smite, for instance, right? You go to Smite, and this is what you see, right? So it automatically goes, into just the viewers high to low, or I mean, you can change it and sort by viewers low to high or recommended for you. What's going to happen now is that they're basically going to adjust that to have it where it's going to automatically go, supposed to automatically go to recommended for you, right? And then it's going to be kind of like the front page, right? So it will be very much like you going here where you'll have an autoplay section up top that will have, I think it's 60 seconds, I think, of the actual channel without any kind of ad interruptions and stuff like that. And then you can have a button that says join. So that's what they're supposed to be moving to. The point of this is that people said, well, okay, ads are causing problems because as soon as you jump into a channel, you're hit with, 5 ads. Some people are getting 7 ads. Some people are getting 30 ads. You know what I mean? Well, not 30, but like they're getting a lot of ads. And before they even get to it, and for a small streamer, that's it. You're done. You're burnt. Like someone's going to go in, they're like, fuck this. I'm not going to wait. And I'm just going to bounce out. Like,
if somebody even lasts after the ads, are going to give you at most like 5 seconds.
Right.
So
yeah. So this allows them to basically say, hey, like, take a look at this channel and take a look at like what's, what it, is coming and all that kind of stuff. And I think, let me see if I can find the video. And while I'm doing that, if you guys want to kind of talk about what your guys' thoughts on this are and all that, I'm gonna see if I can find the clip where talk about it.
One thing that again, like I was saying, is that I don't know if this has been proven or not. I don't know who like I think you can turn it on or off right now, can't you? Or is it not available yet?
It's not available yet. It's not out there yet.
Yeah. So one thing that I was reading was that like their biggest reason for being a little upsetty spaghetti about it was they're saying whenever I go to Twitch, I don't want to be thrown into a random stream. And that's why they avoid the main page, which is completely, I understand that because I try and avoid the main page as much as possible too, because I don't like being thrown into random fucking streams.
But loud too. I'm just like,
you click
on it and then it's just like music or blaring stuff. I'm like, I don't want all that. Like,
but from everything that I've heard is like they're still gonna throw you in the highest viewer stream on that gaming category. So you're not, unless they carousel that and they start randomizing it, which I don't think that's how it's gonna work out. But
Well, it's
That's one thing. That's one tick against them for discoverability. You know.
it's supposed to be uh automatically set for recommended to you, like recommended for you. So you can see in this in here, right? Like it shows sort by recommended for you. That's supposed to be the automatic setting, and you have to change it to go to view high or low. And it's supposed to do that every single time. Now, whether that is actually the case or not, I don't know, because I see plenty of people bitching and being like, "Oh, well, I don't want to have to go in there and every single time change it to this." So they're just
Yeah.
going to make it like stick once you change it once.
At least always had the recommended for you tab and then like the high to low, of course, as well. But it's only ever been on high to low, and then like a few times it's defaulted to recommend for you. So I don't know if it will always be recommended for you. It'd be,
I don't know.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
But
Yeah,
I mean,
honestly, I don't, unless they have some sort of algorithm, which I don't even think, I don't know how you would do an algorithm off of live content, but like I feel like the recommend for you is just random. Like I don't really think there's like any sort of
It
like
is.
rhyme or
There's
reason to it. Like
right now, like if I go to Twitch right now, I guarantee you the recommended for me is going to be like fucking Pokimane or fucking XQC.
I don't know.
well, for someone like me who
And
works in
I don't watch either of those, so I don't know how it can be recommended for me.
I mean, my recommended page is so fucked because but I mean, I'm an outlier, right? Like my job is in this industry, so I'm
All
on
hot
Twitch.
tubs and pools, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like
100%.
going on to my front page right now. Granted, there are a couple of these that I watch Critical Role. I have watched Critical Role in the past, right? That's one of their recommends. I've never watched Streamer House. I've never watched Stoops, and I've never watched Glad.
Well, so
I've watched Glad, but like twice, and those are
what
my recommended.
what's crazy though is like on this, if you take a look at it, it's showing like my live channels we think you'll like, which is essentially my recommended channels, right? These are all channels that I already follow. Like Roche is right here, right? Games Done Quick is one I already follow, and so is Tyler One. Like they're all streamers I follow, so it's not like, no, this is not recommended for me. These aren't new. These are people that I already follow in this space. So I mean, I think that's
the biggest issue that I have with it is that again, it's a lot of these are like the top streamers of Twitch. I'm not getting anything that's like below a couple thousand.
right.
Right.
You know,
And I
Well,
don't
yeah, I
know
mean,
Glad is at 1.8K stream or viewers. Stoops is at 4.8K. Right.
well, even like
Fucking
the screenshot shows that. Like if you
I
look at
was
the
just gonna say.
it's literally like 45K, right? 8.7K, 6K, 5.9. So I mean, no one on this list is
It's
small.
literally a 24-hour like chill lo-fi on there.
I
You.
will say that I did not actually see this, but apparently on their front page of Twitch they now have a recommended smaller communities, which is nice because a lot of these communities are like in the 40 to 20 range, which is kind
hard
of
was
nice.
that to find though? Where is that?
But it's
Yeah,
like lower
where
down. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it's a good halfway down the page.
And
So
and
what's so
who
you know
in
about
their
this
right
one
mind,
here?
first of all, goes on the homepage of Twitch and then
Exactly.
scrolls on the homepage of Twitch.
Exactly.
So that's a
Yeah.
first shot.
I don't know. I mean, for me, I go to about here. This is where I normally stop. Like is basically this section, and that's where I would normally kind of end my time at.
If they wanted to do something to actually like make this recommended for you, like cater to people, is they've had tags for the longest time. If they actually somehow
They don't use
implemented the
tags for
tags into you know, some sort of algorithm, like I was saying, then possibly you could find streamers that have similar interests to you or whatnot, or like just off of tag searches, not physically searching the tags, because who does that again, you know, but you know, recommending
Or-
it to you with like
or
those
just-
tags, like
Or just base it off of the same, like go and make an algorithm like YouTube does with their recommendations. Like YouTube's recommendations, albeit sometimes not the best, are usually pretty spot on for me for the most part.
game you know, the game categories or whatever, like something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I mean, I like this idea. Like, I think the concept is on point, and you know, but I think like everyone else is probably bitching is like there's a missed opportunity here, and it's just going to end up being another carousel of large streamers, not
Top
just
streamers, yeah.
you know,
I
think
there's absolutely no way of being discovered because it's just gonna cater to whatever the top streamer is for that category.
like to me, honestly, I think it should be a situation of being. Well, I don't know. I don't know how you fix the problem, because it's like I immediately was gonna go, well, okay, cool. Put the bottom people at the top, or put the bottom people on this thing, right? People that like have like 5 to 10 or something like that. But then at the same time, you're like, okay, well, it still doesn't fix the problem because
Well,
then anybody in the middle section is fucked. Like really, the only way.
honestly, like the only one that the only like carousel like front page that I think did it really well was Mixer.
The hype
And
zone.
I think yeah, like
Yeah.
the hype zone as well as just their carousel. Like their carousel always had like it had a couple of the larger streamers, it had a couple of the mid tier streamers, and it had a couple of low tier
They
streamers.
also had that category for like up and rising too, which
Yeah.
I like that too. You know, you see the streamers that actually are making progress, and you know you can find those mid tier streamers. Then like
Yeah.
I don't know,
I,
Mixer
I
did
mean,
it well.
it's the only true way, honestly, at this point, like of getting like guaranteed views is playing games that are, you know, popular enough to have a community, but not dead,
Niche
but
games.
not popular to the point where everybody is playing them. Like,
But
um,
it's still not sound because like you're eventually, you know, you're only going to build such a community off those types of games that you're just going to like, you know, cockblock yourself pretty much.
Well, and the problem with doing that is that those viewers, it's you know it's not 100% guaranteed, but a good majority of those people, once you switch off that game, will never come
Yeah,
back.
I was going to
oh
say,
yeah,
and
no,
once you
man.
switch to another game of that type, you know, you're just going to find the same community, but just a different one.
I mean, that's true, but at the same time, it's also like there's. I think it needs to be understood that you can't just expect to build a community based just solely on turning the camera on Twitch. Like that. Like that's if you want to really build the community, you've got to be on TikTok. You've got to be utilizing Instagram. You got to be utilizing other platforms to drive
It's
traffic
all
there.
marketing.
Right. Like you can't you can't, and take it from, trust me, from realistically the three of us here, right? Like I don't put content anywhere else, right? I just don't have time, but like I don't put content anywhere else. And I was that guy
And
that
I
was
can't
like,
stand Twitter.
right,
That's my biggest thing is like I can't stand Twitter, so I don't really use Twitter all that
or
much.
TikTok. You know,
Or
and TikTok is the
because
new place. Like TikTok is the new
because
thing.
you fucking 13-year-old fucking girls
It
over
doesn't
there
matter, man. You
sitting
can
on the
knock it.
toilet on TikTok.
You can sit
I
there
don't
and knock
know.
it all day long, but like I'm gonna tell you right now, there are plenty of people that literally they drive a good amount of viewership from people
I don't
seeing them
doubt
on
it. Yeah.
TikTok. You know,
No,
so
I don't doubt it.
you know that's, so doing something like, if you look at this and go, oh, this is gonna be my chance, you know, no, like it's yeah, it may be good for you and it may help in ways, but that's not gonna be the end all be all fix for it. So
All the one thing that I will say is that at least it's a step towards a better direction,
oh,
which
of course, yeah.
Twitch has not had a very good last couple of years, right? They've been fucking up for the last like 2.5, 3 years on just everything. Anything that they come out with is just like, why did you think about that before you fucking released that? Because that was the stupidest thing you could have done,
Right.
Think
you know?
Twitch.
Well,
Or did
yeah,
you just
I mean,
do what we the entire community thinks and just go, hey, give me that D20? There you go. That's
well,
what.
do you think that this is in direct correlation to YouTube putting a little bit more pressure? Because, like, look, let's be honest. Over the last since Mixer's gone, right, a couple of years, they've not had any. And realistically, even with Mixer, like, there really wasn't competition. Like, Twitch didn't give a shit. I mean, do you think that some of this stuff might be like an oh shit moment of, hey man, YouTube's not necessarily, they're not there yet, right? Because we're gonna talk about their new thing too, but they're putting things in place to implement to make it better. You know what I mean? Like, do you think that has a correlation here?
I don't. I think Twitch is still just too arrogant, to be honest. I I don't think they see YouTube as a threat still, even at this stage. Maybe later down the road, I don't know, but I don't think so right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that they can recognize that YouTube is starting to get to that point, but to be completely honest, I'm not. I don't think that they see. Yeah, I'm with Scruff. I don't think that I still don't think that they see YouTube as a threat because again, it's like I've said multiple times. In order for YouTube to be a threat to Twitch, they need to take streaming seriously, and they still aren't taking streaming seriously.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No.
They're moving in a direction to where they're like, I can see this being serious, but they still haven't fucking hit
They're-
the gas pedal.
Yeah, they're still like in the like testing the water phase.
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, we're still going to see a lot of streamers. I just think we're still going to see the exodus, right, of streamers leaving over there to get deals. Like, I think that's still going to happen. They're still a ways away from it, but I mean, I think we can all agree, like having a giant like YouTube in the space, even if they're just toying with stuff at a very slow pace, it still puts pressure on Twitch to be like,
It
hey,
definitely does.
we
Yeah, it
can't
does.
just sit here, and we need to do something.
It puts pressure on them, but again, like I think it caters, or it goes back to when they had Mixer, right? Like even when Mixer was making those plays, Twitch was still like meh, whatever,
Right,
because it's not they're not a contender right now, you
right.
know.
I think they
They're
saw that after Ninja, right? When
yeah.
Ninja signed with Mixer. I mean, like that's happened now with a lot of big streamers with YouTube, and Twitch is like, we survived that, we'll survive this. Like they're not
Yeah, but
worried.
I think Mixer, like, what they bought Shroud and they bought I think they bought like 3 or 4 people, right? They bought Shroud, they bought Ninja, and they bought I know King Ithalian or whatever. He left and went over there.
They had a few.
I think there was
Yeah.
maybe a handful more, but
At the time, those were huge. Like
yeah,
Ninja was
but
pulling in millions.
that
Like
was
that's
that's also the time though. You're looking at like if you look at those people, right? Like I'm not, and I don't want to knock them as content creators, but when you look at someone like people that have left and went over to YouTube, the numbers of CCV completely drastic change from what they were when they went Mixer.
Yeah.
Like when Ninja left and went to Mixer, his numbers plummeted to the fucking ground because
oh yeah.
nobody wanted to go over there. But
That's what I'm
Well,
you,
saying.
that also you also got to take into consideration that when he left and went to Mixer, Mixer was not a name brand. When these people are going over to YouTube,
well,
it's
yeah,
an
that's what I was
easier
trying to say.
move.
Yeah,
It's an easier move for people to go to YouTube because everybody has a YouTube.
well, yeah,
Everybody watches YouTube. It's easier to be like, hey, while you're watching YouTube, while you're consuming your daily YouTube, videos, come on over to my stream over on the same fucking platform. It's a harder sell to be like, hey, you need to go and make a fucking brand new account at this brand new fucking streaming site over here and
right,
watch me, right?
right, yeah. I
But
get it.
that also goes to what I was saying. Is like, these big streamers are going to these other platforms, getting bought out and taken away from Twitch, and they're plummeting with viewership and all this, and that's just supporting Twitch even more, of being like, yeah, this is whatever. This doesn't mean anything to us. You guys can go. Like,
Yeah. No,
so.
I get it. So the next thing that Twitch announced too, alongside of this, which I think we're all kind of really stoked for because we host a podcast and this is like a very big podcast
Most
talk
do.
show. Yeah, right. But this is a very big podcast centric announcement. And it's called Guest Star. And so it is essentially the ability for content creators to do exactly this, right? Have host a show, bring people on, have people in like a waiting room, all of these kind of things. All of this sounds fucking amazing. The only caveat here is it's Twitch. Like it's Twitch. Is it going to come out scuffed, right? Like trust me, we already have.
My biggest question is, it coming to affiliates?
Not right
It
now.
is
It's not.
coming to affiliates. Not
Not
right
right
now,
now.
but
Yeah.
later on. I think they said in August or September.
Yeah,
They
fall.
also, correct me if I'm wrong, they also said that about squad streams, right?
Yeah, we still don't
They
have squad
never. I
streams.
don't think that they ever explicitly said that squad streams would come out to.
Yeah, they did.
Affiliates.
That was yeah. That was 100%.
I don't think it ever came out.
I got the email. I got the email saying, "Hey, we're announcing squad streams, and it's going to be great for everybody that wants to do it. And don't worry, affiliates are coming soon." And we never got it.
It would never happen.
Gotcha.
So
I don't know. That it's just giving me that.
I mean, the only thing that
Yeah.
I think this has a little bit more backing is because they are working with OBS on this. Like this isn't just a Twitch necessarily thing. Like they are partnering with OBS to allow this to work as a plugin. So, I think dude, if this really does what it's supposed to do, this is game changer for podcasts and really
It really is.
for creators in general. Like, it alleviates a lot of headaches. A lot of the stuff that we have issues with is because it's like trying to wrangle like different cameras and different mics and different audios. So what this does essentially is allows them that you guys would go live on, you would go and do your normal shit, and then we would just pull you in, right? And so it would all pull you in and go from there. And then you
this would alleviate us having to use multiple programs, right? Like
Yeah,
this eliminates restream,
Somewhat,
this
yeah.
eliminates
Because we still have an issue of like the YouTube thing with Bill being on YouTube, obviously. So it's one of those things where we're gonna have
right.
to
We'll have to adjust to it, but
yeah,
this
we'll have
does
to
make it
adjust.
easier in some
It
aspects.
definitely makes it. It's gonna eliminate us having to pay hundreds of dollars for a program that literally just makes it so that we can stream to multiple fucking Twitch streams.
right. So it's I don't know. This is really cool. It's a really big step forward, and I really hope that Twitch does invest time, and I think they will because I think that like this is something. The discovery thing is whatever, but this is something where it's like this affects like everybody on their platform. Talk shows, podcasts are huge on Twitch, and
That's what I was about
I
to say. Is like legitimately like Twitch. The few biggest categories for Twitch is like IRL category, just chatting category, and talk shows and events
right.
essentially. And so they have a shit ton of podcasts and a shit ton of live events going on all the time. And this right here could really like push them towards like being even better, right? And I'm hoping they don't fuck it up.
Yeah,
I'm
same.
hoping they don't fuck it up.
And what I really hope too is that, and I haven't everything I've read through, I didn't see anything, but I hope that they expand this even farther to allow for like basically screen grab kind of things to go say, hey, like I want to take like for instance, if we want to watch the Bethesda showcase, right? So cool, we can host, we can do this, use their guest star program, but have the Bethesda showcase as a background. So basically, creating like a
Yeah.
lower third. I mean, they should lean full tilt into it, man. Like
I think they
100%
should,
just
yeah.
lean
Yeah.
into it because it really could be a game changer, and it also gives us the ability to invite you guys as we do this live, right? You guys in our community, if we wanted to queue you guys up and say, hey, we want to have a full-blown AMA session, we want to have a an Ask Me Anything or a Q&A, or have you guys on as a guest spot, we can do it via doing this. The only other like there's no easy way to do that right now to bring you guys in. So it's a way for you guys to engage live with us. By the way, we host this live every other Thursday. You can come to any of our channels and be a part of our podcast. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's a cool step forward, man. I really hope they do something with it. So
I
So do
hope
I,
so.
man.
Yeah.
When
yeah,
I saw it announced, both myself and Sin brought it up, and I was like, dude, that's a fucking game changer for us right
Yeah.
there.
oh,
Like that is
absolutely,
huge.
Yeah. Just looking at that
absolutely,
picture, it looks like there's a lot of good features on there. A lot of
yeah.
control, which would be nice if that's all actually true.
That's it. And if affiliates fucking get it, like
Yeah,
that's
for
the
sure.
kicker.
That's the
That's the
bigger.
key
That's
right there.
yeah.
Like that's
So
the key right there. If they make sure that they bring it to affiliates, which
they,
honestly, like I
it'd be
don't
so
see why
dumb,
they wouldn't.
right?
There's a
It'd be
lot of features we don't see why they wouldn't bring it to affiliates, and then
it'd be
Twitch.
Well,
it's
like
so dumb.
the squad streaming, I can see why they didn't do it because squad streaming relies predominantly, if I remember correctly, off of like, isn't it something to do with teams? Like, don't you have to be in a team with each
No,
other, or is it just
no,
a straight like invite?
I
it's
thought it was
just
just an invite.
it's just a straight invite. Yeah, there's
Gotcha.
nothing that goes to it. It's pretty straight.
No, yeah, I
It's
don't know.
very easy. It would not be difficult for them to hit the button, but I don't think people went to squad. I don't think people took squad streaming on.
Adopted squad streaming, yeah.
Yeah,
Right, like
and at this point, it really don't matter anymore.
And
Like that, it didn't take off.
to be honest, like squad streaming, it was the foundation for this. It looks like
Yeah,
this uses squad streaming to an extent,
right.
looks
or at least
like
the
it.
technology behind it. So
Right. So, well, the other side, YouTube, right? The YouTube world, they opened up channel membership gifting, are opening up channel membership gifting to expand to all eligible monetizing creators. So before, this was only rolled out to a very select few. Their higher ups, you had to have, it was, I think you had to be into like their beta version for this or whatever else.
you had to be one of their larger creators, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have now opened this up to all. Is this taking effect immediately? Is this or did they say when this is going to happen? I think this is as of
I don't
today.
see,
Yeah,
like, a
starting
date.
starting today. So they have already rolled this out. This was on June 28th. They rolled this out basically saying that all monetizing creators, if you've hit that mark, will be able to have gifting subs. This is great, right? This is one of the things that like is a big knock against YouTube is there's no it doesn't feel like a community, and gifting is part of that. Remember, going in and dropping a big gift sub, that's a big deal. I love going in and I broke fucking Scruffy 3 days ago
Just the
or
other
whatever.
fucking day.
So
Yeah.
it's a really awesome thing to be able to go do. So I think this is really cool. The eligible membership giftings to the channels, they must turn on channel memberships. You have add names for each of your channel membership levels and have at least one pricing level $5 and above, or $5 and below. So
You can set the price levels.
uh,
Is that what
yeah,
that means?
I think so.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it's kind of like I don't think that it's like
Like
a specific like you can't do it like $5 and then $6. I think that it has the tiers just like Twitch has, but you have to have at least the lowest tier enabled in order to
Oh,
have the
okay.
gift
So
memberships.
okay, I thought it meant like the streamer could like set custom.
Not that I know of. We'll have to ask Bill. I don't even know if he would know it, but as far as I know, it's like a tier system, just like Twitch has, like where it's the 4.99,
Yeah,
the 12.99 or
4.99.
whatever, and then the 24.99 or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
yep. So cool. Uh, I think it's dope. Yeah, I think this is a great move. Continue, like I said, continue doing these kind of things. YouTube, I think you're heading in a really
pressure.
positive direction. What's up?
Yeah. I said slowly put that pressure, like you were
Yeah.
saying.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, cool. Well, this is the section, guys, where we talk about what we've been playing. And not a lot of like, honestly, I don't think there's nothing really new out necessarily. We've all been kind of playing some older things and some older games. But we've been having a blast. I know, Scruff, you played we don't have the clip there, but we played a little bit of Fallout, yeah? Fallout.
Yeah, I mean, Fallout's one of those games, and specifically Fallout 4 is the one I went back to. Just been dabbling with that. It's a game I always kind of come back to. It's kind of like a comfort game in my, eyes. So yeah, it's just a good time. And I'm actually playing through Fallout 4 all the way through vanilla, but with DLC this time. I never played the DLC of that game, and I've heard it's actually pretty good. So
Nice.
that's all I've really been up to.
Nice. Well, we have been all playing. We all have the Game Pass, and there was a game that came out a while ago that we never really jumped into. And then we were all our Left 4 Dead fans, and we decided, you know what, screw it, let's jump into Back 4 Blood. And so we all have kind of been playing Back 4 Blood, and really just. I don't know, man. I've been enjoying the shit out of it. Like I've been having way more fun with it than I thought I was going to have. With this, I mean, I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on it. Like, how are you guys enjoying the game? What do you guys think?
I love it. From the beginning of like when I saw this game, I think it was like E3 or something. They showcased the trailer, and I was like really hyped for it. And I don't know why I didn't really jump on it right away, even after hearing some like the stuff on release, being glitchy and whatnot. But I always wanted to. I don't know why I didn't.
Price,
And
man.
yeah, price. Yeah, that was a factor, and I guess maybe there was other games at the time that came out that kind of swayed me. But no, I'm glad that we are jumping into it now. Better late than never. I think it's a really good.
God damn, you reloading that fucking shotgun like a goddamn speed
So, yeah, man.
demon.
I
Holy
have,
shit.
that's my build. That's my build. I have a reload build.
Reload build. I think it really does Left 4 Dead. Good. I think it really gives me that feel of the good old days of Left 4 Dead, and just plus more. Like it's a blast, especially with friends. So
It's fun with friends.
It's definitely the bots are.
Yeah,
They're rough, man.
Bots are
They're
terrible,
bad.
man. Like when me and Sin first jumped into it,
they seem better now, though.
we had
Maybe I'm not, but
they're not, man.
Yeah,
When we were playing it, we had a section of the game where actually I think it's right here. Like this is close to where we were at with the bots, where you had to pick up 2 canisters or whatever, 2 cases, and like
sucked.
Normally you would think that the bots you would code the bots to pick those up and leave the player characters to patrol and protect the bots. No, bots said, "Fuck you, we're good. We're not picking that up. Too heavy. Love bags out. Sorry, bro."
Yeah. We had to carry them. So it's definitely I don't know. And then you have situations where like
They're
they
all over the
like
place, man. Like they
they're
throw fucking
that's what I was
Molotovs
about to
at you and
say.
shit.
We one of the missions
Pyromaniac.
we were playing where and I hate that we're the myself and Enigma are the only ones that have gotten this to play. But Black Betty plays on a jukebox
Oh,
this year.
Black Lady,
Yes,
Black Lady.
and it's amazing. And
It's
the entire
great, dude.
time we're playing, Enigma's like, "No, this is dope." And then the next comment is, "I'm on fire because this stupid bot threw a fucking Molotov at my foot." Like it's just they literally out of nowhere will just like Molotov, and it's like, all right, well, this is great. So, but
It's fun though, man. I've
yeah.
I've had a blast with it. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I did. I kind of I played it when it first released on Game Pass. I picked up the Game Pass and I was playing with Hey Tony and Plagued, which is one of the guys that's playing with us right now. Is Plague Nemesis, another of our team members. Um, but yeah, I played it when it first released and it was bad, man. Like it just felt rough. It didn't feel good. I don't know why. I can't explain it, but they've put in a lot of good work into it. There's been a lot of good updates. I know that they've got a couple of DLC characters that were not available to us on the Game Pass.
Right.
I'm kind of interested to see that, but I don't at the same time want to pay
Uh,
49 bucks
and
for it, you know.
it looked like it said you can unlock it through in-game content, though.
I don't think you can. I think that
Okay,
that's a
maybe
paid DLC
I read
type
that
thing.
wrong.
I mean, I think
I could be wrong. I don't know.
I
I
don't know
think
either.
like Enigma said, like the biggest thing that hurt this game is the price point, and the price point still hurts
It
this
definitely
game.
did, man.
It,
Yeah.
it's still I think full price is still a little bit much. Like there's a lot of content, but it's just
It's
like
not full price though, is it? I'm pretty sure it's 40.
well, I mean that's still in my mind that's still too
It's
much. Like I think
still, yeah, no, I'm just saying it's not like a $60 like AAA price point, but it's still, I
No,
think.
it's 60. It's 59.99.
Oh, am I crazy? Dang, I must have just seen it on sale then.
Yeah, it was on sale for the summer thing at like 40 bucks or 30
well I
bucks,
think
something
the
like that.
summer's
But
still
yeah,
still
no,
going on, right? Or is it done?
no,
No, it's
they
not
did
announced.
today. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. What would you say is a fair price point?
Thirty
I'd say like
bucks.
30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, that's
$30, and then I think you would go like 40 for the deluxe edition or get the DLC with it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I think
Like the game
yeah,
or the
yeah.
game of the year edition or something like
Yeah,
that.
to
Yeah.
me that's worth it. You know what I mean?
that sounds fair.
But I think it's hard to swallow when you're like $60 for for the main content. And there is again, I don't want to say that there's not a lot of content, right? Like there is a lot of content that's there. I mean, the card system
There's
is
like what?
cool.
There's like what,
Um,
like 6 acts or something like that?
there's
Yeah,
six. I think
they're
there's
all
like
pretty
5 or 6
long.
acts, and there's 4 acts, four stages in between each one. And
Yeah.
there it's not easy. Like it's not an
definitely
easy
not.
thing. The only thing that I will say about that though that does kind of suck, and I get why they do it, but at the same time we're also kind of struggling. Is like it's not a situation where it can just be a simple drop in, drop out. Like you don't
That's
get to
what I was
drop
gonna
in
say. Yeah,
with
I
your
was gonna bring that
character.
up.
So you have to go in like what when you start they make it run based, and what that does is it's kind of like a roguelike. So you're jumping in and you're playing based on a run, and if you die, your run's over. There's no restart. You have to restart and create a new run. But if you have new people that come in, you have to create separate runs for those people if they want to play with their deck and with their people that they want to play. So
Mm,
that's a
yeah,
misstep.
It's what that was one of the the sign or the sources of contention that I had with the game was like I was having issues with my back at the point that you guys were playing it, so I wasn't able to play as much. But like I had to create a new character for mine, yours, and Pika's, shit. And then
Right.
Plague came on. We had to create a new fucking character, a new run for Plague to come and join us. And then fucking Scruffy started playing. We had to create a new fucking run for
I didn't
that.
even know that. Yeah, I didn't know you had to create a new one each time.
I mean, you don't
It's
have
a
to.
really yeah.
You're
You
gonna
don't have
end.
to. You're stuck with whatever bot they sidle you with.
Right, and
Right.
that
So
I feel like that's like definitely an oversight. Coming from Left 4 Dead 2, it
but
was a lot simpler
it
back
was
then.
just
They
a
didn't
jump in,
have,
jump out.
yeah,
Yeah.
you took control of
Granted,
the
the only
bots.
thing I'll
All the
say
bots were the campaign characters. It's not like you
Granted,
had
the only
text or
thing I'll say that they had in difference is the decks, right?
yeah.
Like the card decks and everything, as well as like
The characters you
the
play too come with like
the weapon
passives
customization.
and
So like
whatnot.
the weapon customization when it comes down to like I personally I enjoy having LMGs, but if the bot doesn't have an LMG, then I'm screwed at that point. I have to create or go and find an LMG, right?
Yeah,
So it's
right.
just one of those things where it's like I kind of wish that they'd made it a little bit more like jump in, jump out friendly. I don't personally like. I know that Sin keeps saying that it would be hard for them to balance out the cards, but I don't really think that's the case. I think that you just if they jump in, you get started on whatever character you jumped in with, and then
I'm
you
still
start
not
from
even sure how
scratch.
the cards work, to be honest.
Well, you build your deck out, and that's
Mm.
what you're running.
Yeah.
And
Um,
like, how do you get the cards then when you're in game though?
no, they're those are active. Those
They're
cards
already
are
active.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought. We
So
okay,
what
so they are
here? So
active when
they
you're in
changed
the
that
game.
from when we first played. When we first played, you built the deck, and then you'd have to activate your cards.
Okay,
That was beta,
so
right?
that's
That
where that
was
came
one thing
from.
that yeah. But they have changed it since. Now I don't know how long, if that was when it launched, it was like that. But now you don't do that. Your cards are automatically already active, based on the deck that you build. Now you can find other cards too that you will load out, but yeah, your cards are already active.
Okay,
But yeah,
yeah,
like I was saying, like I think you just let fucking people play the game, and if they're a little overpowered, they're overpowered. The game's extremely difficult already, even with fucking overpowered cards.
Yeah, I
So
mean, we're playing
I don't
on
understand.
we're playing on
veteran.
veteran, and it's still it's
Yeah.
fucking it like it's
So I
tough, dude.
like I said, I just don't get the whole. And if that is the source of contention that they have, where it's like, oh well, people are overpowered with cards at some point, then like, why did you make the cards overpowered? Balance them, like,
Right. Yeah. I think like Serby said, I think it was an oversight,
yeah,
Yeah,
and honestly, I think what the biggest problem is probably not even the cards, really. If I'm thinking about it now, I think it's just the fact that your characters have abilities, and so like because you
yeah.
gave characters abilities and you don't give me the ability to swap in and out
yeah,
of a run, then if I go in and play in this person's game and it's like I don't want to be this character, like
Yeah.
and it can be like some of the characters' abilities are really good, some of them are
yeah.
not that great, like
Like
so
the person that I play, I fucking love her. She can see the special zombies and the wall like stacks, postulated stacks or whatever they're
I
called
hate those things,
through
man.
walls. So
Scare the shit out of me.
I don't have to worry about fucking walking around a corner and getting sucked up by one of them.
yeah,
But
and maybe
so
I think
to me
honestly,
that's a little overpowered. That's like fucking
It is.
ESP.
That's very good.
I mean, like honestly, I think they could easily fix that with just making it conjunction points where you can't jump into the middle of the act. Like if you're in the middle of an act and someone wants to jump in, then
I don't know, man.
they could just make it where well,
You know
I'm just
what Left 4 Dead did when somebody dies? They would get you to go find them in a closet
Yeah.
somewhere. Make it like that. They spawn in, that bot dies or that bot disappears, and you have to go find
I
your
don't know,
new
man.
teammate in a closet. I don't know, something
I
like that.
think I think that you just accept the fact that it happens because like you take games like Deep Rock, right? Deep
Mhm.
Rock is a great example of this. They have drop in drop out multiplayer. No matter what, you if your friends are playing and they have a spot for you, you can drop in. Doesn't fucking
do
matter.
your characters have stats though and
Your
like
characters have
bonuses and stuff?
stats. Your
Okay.
characters have
Stats and
abilities.
builds.
Your equipment has abilities. Everybody has a different equipment. Everything like that. They just accept the fact that hey, it's very possible that somebody's going to have a buddy that's put like 1,300 hours into the game. He's extremely overpowered. He's going to pop in. It's going to be easy. We'll just
Okay.
throw more shit at him. You know?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, just scale
Okay.
it.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Well, that's Back for Blood. It's a good time. It's really if you have it's a great Game Pass game. I mean, and on when it was on sale for $30, I was really close to picking it up. I hesitated. I didn't do it. I didn't pull the trigger. I do want to see what the DLC is, but yeah, maybe next time. Maybe if I see it go back on sale or something like that. But
I'll give it. Yeah, if it goes back on sale, I might pick it up.
uh,
I'll give it a little bit and see if they drop
it
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 down in
is
price.
fun. I mean, I
But
will say it is a fun.
I think it's
it is a
definitely
fun
worth
time.
$30. Like
Yeah.
the content that you get for it is definitely worth $30 in my
Point out.
opinion.
Yeah, I think so.
And they're still actively developing for it, which is nice. So
Yeah.
it's always good. The next game that I've been playing personally, so actually I think I've been playing it as well, is Monster Hunter Rise. So
Man.
this game it was also on sale, and it was there's some so I don't want to say there's contention, right? But there's some Enigma has different feelings than what I do, right, on it. But Enigma is also the Monster Hunter like player. Like I'm not gonna say like he is. He's not like he's played. He played all the way through World. So I'm gonna let him kind of give you his opinion first, and then I'm gonna kind of jump in and kind of give my thoughts on it as well.
I was about to say you're gonna tell me that I'm not a Monster Hunter player and I have like 400
No,
hours in Monster.
no, when did I say that? I said that you were the
I was
Monster
like,
Hunter
what?
person. So
Is that a giant turtle that you're fighting?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I believe so at least. But yeah, no, it's I don't know, man. I've been wanting to pick it up. It's been one of those games because I am a Monster Hunter fan. Obviously, I put like 300 400 hours into Monster Hunter World. I begrudgingly did that because that game is extremely fucking hard, but I had a good time with it because I was playing with a buddy of mine and then I was playing solo. But like this one, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's that it was developed for the Switch or if they made it because I do know for a fact that they did make it so that it was more of a like an entry level to Monster Hunter, right?
right,
Like they developed the game for people that had never played Monster Hunter games. They were like, if you've never played a Monster Hunter game, Monster Hunter Rise is probably the game to start with,
right.
right? So and that might be a source of like contention with me at least with the game, but to me it's extremely simplistic. There's not enough going on with it, and granted, I've only played a little bit of it, so I can't give it like the most glaring review because obviously I only have like 5 or 6 hours into it. But those 5 or 6 hours, I'm just sitting there the entire 5 or 6 hours that I played. I was just like, why am I playing this when I could just be playing World? You know, to me, it World is the far superior game when it comes to like the actual maps, the mechanics that are required for hunting down monsters. With this one, it does everything for you. In World, you actually have to work for it, right? So in this one, in Rise, it shows you where the monster's at on the map. You can just go raid for the monster, you beat the shit out of the monster, you're done. That's it, right? In World, you actually have to physically hunt for the monster. You're a monster hunter, not a monster chaser.
Yeah,
That's my opinion about
so-
it.
okay.
But it does feel
It's fair.
extremely simplistic.
I don't
So
think that you're wrong, right? Like I put in a little bit more time than Enigma has in this one. You know, and I bounced off World pretty hard. You know, mainly for a couple different reasons. Like I think the barrier to entry to World, like you know, Enigma said, like it is difficult. Like they don't, you know, it's not a they kind of throw you in expecting you to know certain things, you know, how Monster Hunter kind of works. And for people that are new to the genre, if they're not willing to necessarily put in the time to learn it, which is coincidental because the next game we talk about is actually is very similar. Is if you don't put in the time to get past that tutorial phase and really understanding phase, like you're gonna bounce off of it very, very quickly. I've tried numerous times on to get into Monster Hunter World, and I've bounced off it quite a bit. And coming to this, this was like right up my alley. I was like, cool, like I can get in, I can jump in. It is easier. It is, you know, it's definitely a more watered down version of I think Monster
what
Hunter.
was it that was there was somebody in your chat at one point the other day that said that it was more of an arcade game than like a realistic like monster sim. I can't remember who that was, but they
I think it was
essentially
Wolfblood. Wolfblood was saying.
Wolf was it might have been, yeah.
But I mean, it
I can
definitely
agree
is.
with that.
Yeah, it's definitely a more arcadey version, right? Like I think when you said that like this was like an entry level Monster Hunter, I 100% agree. It is a monster. It's a Monster
Monster
Hunter to be played
Monsters.
on the go.
For
And
cheese.
if you think, I dude, I love mustard cheese. It's so fucking good.
Oh yeah.
Um,
So good.
if you think about it, you know, it is like I think part of that is because it was developed for a Switch. It has to be made like they thought about like, okay, what does a Monster Hunter on the go look like, right? What is it something where I can get in, do a quick mission, do a quick hunt, and then bounce out, right? You know, it wasn't thought about saying, hey, I'm going to sit down and play hours and hours and hours and hours of Monster Hunter, and then you know, and then I'm gonna pick it up and take it on the run. Like that's not what this was. I will say a lot of like user like quality of life like stuff is definitely better in this than what I got in Monster Hunter.
I've said a couple of times while we were in your stream that like there's certain things that I wish that they had done. Like well, let me backtrack. So when Monster Hunter Rise first came out, I was upset because I was like, why the fuck are we making another Monster Hunter game when you could just continue to update Monster Hunter World, right? And granted, again, like you said, they were building it for the Switch. They were building it to be more of like a mobile game or a game, not
A
necessarily a
game
mobile
on the
game,
go.
but a game that you could play on the go. Yeah. So I understand where they're coming from with it, right? But I was like, there's certain things in this game, like the Palamuts, the what are the fucking what are the wire bugs,
Wire
right?
bugs, yeah.
Certain things like the Palamuts, the wire bugs, a couple of other things in the game that I'm like, man, I wish that they had just fucking put that into World, because I would love World even more if we had that kind of traversal, right?
Right.
But
I'm
we don't
surprised they
have that.
haven't, and
No,
they
we
have
don't
never
have that.
stated that they're not gonna, or that they're gonna do it, or they're
And
not
then
gonna do it.
they stopped completely stopped all development on Monster Hunter World.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's
really?
what
I
I
World's
thought it
think.
done.
was
That's
still
what
going.
that's what pissed me. No, it's completely done. They
Oh,
are
wow.
making no more content for it. I think that's what pissed me off the most about it was I was like, so essentially, you're completely abandoning all of your world players to go for a mobile or a game on the go,
Right.
which
I mean,
it rubbed me the wrong way for sure.
no,
But
I
I
get
could
it.
see that.
And again, I think like, and I have heard. I will say, none of us have played all the way to end game. None of us have played to like Sunbreak. I heard Sunbreak there from people that have played it. I heard Sunbreak is actually like enjoyable, and they've added a lot of stuff content to
no
Sunbreak.
doubt, yeah.
It's not gonna be it's not gonna drastically change like the way the game functions, because if you look at the mini map right down here, like that's it. Like it is a bite-sized version of Monster Hunter World. Like
Yeah.
even if you just look at the like the surrounding elements, if you compare this to World felt, and I've said this numerous times, it feels alive. Like you feel immersed in that game and what you're trying to go do. In this, you feel like I'm here. I have a mission to go do. I could go do some other things, and there's some life around. And yeah, I could go interact with this kind of stuff. And the verticality is cool. Like I can get super high, and there's secrets and stuff like that. But really, I'm here to go hunt the monster real quick, chase them down, get my parts, and get out. Right? Like that. That's it. So there is
Everything's pretty
absolutely-
much like the same, like horror gameplay wise and replayability wise, like in both games, right? Because there was like
Come
some
on,
like
the
tower
loop.
defense mode I was seeing before.
Well, so that's something to Rise. So Rise has this like I forgot what they call it, a stronghold events. And basically what the stronghold event is, you go in and you have to place down different traps and turrets and things like that to defend against an onslaught wave of monsters. And they continuously get harder and harder and harder as you kind of go, and you'll get like alpha monsters and variants of things like that. So
So
that's
that's something completely new.
that's something completely new, yeah. And it
Okay.
it is a cool experience, right? And again, I think for someone like yourself, Scruffy, or someone like me that has never really dived into the Monster Hunter, to get into it, like this is a fun game. It's one of those games. It's cool. It's fun with friends. Jump in, get a couple hunts done, and then you bounce out, right? I think this is a stepping stone. Like if you are a Monster
Yeah.
Hunter World fan, if you are someone that like lives, eat, and breathes Monster Hunter, I think you're probably going to be disappointed with this. Then it would be, I would say go jump into World, like or wait because until they develop something new. And I think I would be very surprised if their next game is a Switch only game again, if they completely develop only for the Switch. But I don't know. I mean, honestly, like World was the first one that they really brought to PC, right? Like they didn't. None of the other ones were really on PC first,
Not first, I don't think.
No, yeah, not first. No,
or not
I
first,
don't.
but
I don't think that there has never been a Monster Hunter game as far as I know, other than I think the MMO that's in Japan or China or whatever that's been on the PC. It's always been on
Yeah.
PlayStation. So
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they do,
as far as I remember, at least.
I will say I don't. I hope that they don't stay to this formula, because though I do enjoy the game and I'm really loving it and I'm having a good time with it. It is one of those things where I'm like, this makes me want to now go play World. Like I want to be immersed in a bigger game.
That's the biggest problem is like when you think about it, you're just like, man, I could literally just be playing World, which is a far better experience, in my opinion. Obviously, like I know that there's people out there that say that this is a far superior to World. I don't believe that personally, but
Yeah, I think those are just different type of Monster Hunter fans. They want like I said, something quick, right? Because it is, man. If you jump
They
into
want, they want
world,
to chase monsters. They don't
This
want to
is
hunt monsters.
this is a perfect game looking at it for like you said, a game on the go. I
oh,
think
absolutely,
they nailed that.
they nailed
Well,
what they were
and
going to do with
again,
it, what they wanted to do with it.
and
Yeah.
again, it's a perfect game for people that have never played a Monster Hunter game. Like
Yeah.
they've never played Monster Hunter World. If you have never picked up Monster Hunter World and you've never played it and you've never been exposed to it,
It's
this would be
also
a great
online
game.
to like play with friends and whatnot.
Do what?
What, Monster Hunter World?
This-
Or
Rise. This is also online.
Yeah,
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
and I think that's another thing too that I will say that is an improvement in my mind than Monster Hunter World. Monster Hunter World's online system was not easy. Monster Hunter Rise online system is not the easiest thing in the world, but it's easier than Rise than World.
I don't know. I don't know about that, bro.
well-
we spent almost an hour trying to figure out how to get each other into a fucking game, and then spend another hour trying to
Yeah,
figure
but
out the fact that they don't. You can't play co-op with you play your main storyline missions co-op. You actually
So
have
that was the kicker.
Co-op missions.
That was the kicker. So it was not a fact of we were struggling to get a co-op game going. It was the fact that we were like, okay, cool. Because again, we came from World where it's like, yo, you just play the storyline. Like we play whatever you want. Like in World. In this, it's not that. They have hub missions and then they have your story quests. And your hub missions are your missions that you do with friends.
Completely separate. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't go and do story missions with your friends. Now they can still be in your world, and they can go do their own story missions while in a lobby with you, but you don't see them, you don't interact with them unless they go back to the hub world. Right.
Interesting.
But it is a fun. It is
coming from Monster Hunter World, where like, granted, the annoyance was like if you were doing your co-op stuff, if you were doing like your main storyline missions, you had to watch a fucking cutscene and you had to get to a certain point inside of the mission in order to be able to call for help, right? Granted, it was an annoyance, it was an extreme annoyance, but at least you could have your friends come and help you with your storyline mission.
Like summoning it. It sounds like in like Dark Souls.
You threw up like a little flare that basically gave other hunters the ability to come and join you.
Yeah.
But in this one, there isn't one of those. You literally, I mean, there might be for the co-op missions, like you might be able to throw up a flare for people to be able to come and join you for the co-op missions, but yeah, for the single player missions, it's completely solo.
Yeah,
gotcha.
But it is, I will say, with friends, like the few times that we did do it, it was cool going in and just, I mean, you're beating on a monster, right? Like you're just the elements of Monster Hunter where you are fighting the monster. You take everything out of it, and you and a group of friends go to town on a monster, and like you engage two monsters together and they're fighting. It's fun. Like it is fun, right? But again, it sets you up to be like, well, great. Now I know how to do this. Instead of spending $40 on Sunbreak necessarily, maybe go and spend that money on World and get your buddies to go play World with you and now experience what that is. Because that's the more.
You buy this, or is this on Pass?
No, it's a Nintendo game. Yeah, I bought it. It was on sale.
Oh, okay.
And again, I think it's worth the sales price. Like I think that I'm having fun with it. Like I am enjoying it quite a bit.
I need to get more hours into it. I don't know, man. Like again, like I said, every time
Like I
I
said,
play it, I'm
yeah,
just like I should literally just download fucking.
You're a veteran, right? You're a veteran Monster Hunter. I think you have to go into it with the mindset of this is Monster Hunter bite size, right? Like this is like, you know what? Yeah, I can have a full size Kit Kat. I don't need to have a full size Kit Kat. I'm just gonna have a bite size Kit Kat.
No,
you gotta have to
always need a full size Kit Kat, and it has to be the left side. Or that's Twix. My bad.
That's Twix, you moron. Anyway.
At least you don't bite into a Kit Kat. You break it, right?
Oh, I do. No, bite.
You
yeah.
You're a psychopath.
You don't just bite into it.
You're a psychopath.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna give Enigma the honors. I don't do this often. I'm gonna give him the honors of actually saying "nana nana boo boo." He was right. Whatever the fuck he wants to say.
Right.
Whatever the fuck he wants to say about it, about our next game that I have been myself and Pika, who is another one of our community members, and Enigma and now a few people are playing. Enigma, what is this game? And go ahead and have your little segment.
I mean, I'm not gonna throw it in your face any more than I already have. But I kind of found it funny. Like he was acting like, oh my god, it's the best thing in the world. I've never known about it. And I'm like, bro, I've been telling you this for like 4 years. Like, but yeah, it's No Man's Sky. Like we he finally went and took my advice and said just bucked up and got past the introductory levels and actually got into it. And he's fucking enjoying it, aren't you?
Oh yeah, 100%, man. Um, this is I mean, I've heard about the redemption arc, right? Like, it's not like I'm dumb and just like, oh, what the fuck was No Man's Sky? You know, this game existed. Like, no, I owned the fucking thing when the game came out. Like, I tried multiple times to get through, you know, the very first steps of it. And part of it is my own fault. Like, you guys all know that, like, I like to play on hard difficulties. I don't like to go and I don't even like going to normal. I don't like going to medium. Like, put me all the way to fucking hard, right? I want to get my shit kicked in. But in this, I play on survival mode. I don't play permadeath yet. I will probably do a permadeath character at some point. But it's I think we can all agree, or myself and Enigma can't agree, that the wall to get over is not an easy climb for that first person that's just jumping into it. Like, it is hard to see the beautiful scenery on the other side of this massive fucking hedge that you've got to get through, you know, or whatever, or hedge maze you've got to go through to get to the center where the treasure is. Like, you start off and it's I don't know, I want to say it's a slog, but if you get a shit roll on a shit planet, you're fucking deleting it and restarting just to see if you can get a better thing.
And again, like that's entirely you. Like you played on survival your first run.
Right.
You could have played on normal and been a lot better off. It wouldn't have been as hard. But yeah, you chose to play on survival every time that you fucking play the game. And survival, legitimately, when they came out with it, was like you're going to die. Except that,
Right, but for people that enjoy survival experiences, right, their initial thought is, let me go to survival. Right? Like here's a great example. My son loves survival games. Absolutely loves them. Plays Forest, plays Raft, plays Rust, plays Ark. He just loves survival style games, right? I'm trying to get him into this, and he booted up and he's played it, and he said it. He goes, same thing. He goes, I get to a certain point and I just can't. It just is impenetrable sometimes, where it's just like, fuck me, man. Like, you know, whether, I don't know if it's the difficulty level or if it's just like like there's a lot of like systems and nuances behind certain things that they just throw at you.
The biggest thing that makes it hard for people, and we have a guy that was playing with us a little bit, Solid Light. He's probably listening. He said it best himself, is like, when it comes to like survival, if you get a shit roll like we did with your crappy toxic planet, you don't have time to read what's going on. Like the fucking the notifications that pop up
Right.
to teach you how to play the fucking game, you don't have time to read those
I think
because you're dying.
One time I played.
Right. Yeah, it does. I mean, because you're like literally you're dropped in, and I mean the world that we dropped into. Luckily, I got in first, and then it was Pika, and then it was Enigma. Enigma had a rough time because we had harvested a shit ton of the resources that were there to survive on this planet.
Like, walk like a couple hundred fucking meters out just to fucking find resources. I was
Right.
like, this is fucking stupid.
So they had a rough go at it when they first, but for me, I was like, yo, this is fucking easy. But I had also prepped myself multiple times by getting into worlds where literally you get dropped in and you're there for 3 seconds and it goes, hazard levels rising, you're freezing to death. And well, they don't even tell you they're freezing. That's just like hazard levels like falling. And you're like, what? And like, you just have to kind of like figure out like, oh fuck, I'm freezing. I need to find a way to get like my heat back up. And it doesn't tell you shit, right? Necessarily. Or it does, but you don't have enough time to read it.
It does, just you don't have time to read it. Yeah, because you're dying.
So what I can say though is once you get past that, there is like, it is like a moment of like, right? The fucking clouds part, the damn oceans open, fucking you're given literally the universe on a silver platter to go do with it what you want. And it's amazing to just experience, because I don't think there's been a situation where we have asked either chat, whether I've asked Enigma or Pika, or looked it up to go, can I do this? And the answer being no. Like, it's it's that vast of a kind of experience. Like it's been a very long time since I've had an organic experience where I can go in and I hop in my ship, I fly out, right? Seamless, well, almost seamless transition because there's obviously a load and it's a hiccup and it happens to everybody. But you load out of the world, right? You go into space, you're now in space, right? And then, out of the blue, a fucking pirate ship warps in, and now you're dealing with that. And then you're going like you're trying to go to another planet. You're setting up. You're like warp speeding out. The space combat is really well done to then go back onto a planet, discover the planet, trying to figure out, cool, how do I get these materials to do this thing, to progress this far, to get my upgrade, to make these upgrades, to get these credits. Oh shit, someone dropped fucking contraband into my fucking shit. I now have to worry about other, like, pirates coming. Like, it's just this constant thing of like naturally occurring events that makes the world feel fucking amazing. And the size is insane. I did not know it was this big. Like, I always thought I was like, okay, it's big, but
Even
it's
after I told him multiple
fucking
times,
massive, man.
Fucking.
I wish I could find the clip that I was looking at. Oh, this is where I died.
It was
I
last night
literally,
when you were just like continuously fucking scrolling inward and inward and inward and
Yeah.
inward, and you were like, "Hey, how far does this go?" And I was like, you see that big giant fucking ball of death and destruction that's the sun in the middle? He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, that's the center of the universe. And it's gonna take you a long time to get there."
I'm talking like I was holding shift and like forward for a good 3 minutes, and it didn't look like I moved an inch, like at all. So it's fucking crazy. But the last thing I'll say about like just how organically awesome this game is that last night, a great example. I'm sitting here on this planet right before I end stream. I'm sitting here and I'm doing something, and then I was like, "Yo, did one of you guys just land in my world or like land on my planet?" And they're like, "No." And I look over and there's a ship like landed right there, and both Pika and Enigma go, I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. And it was just some random pirate NPC that was like trying to offload his fucking contraband shit. And he was just like, "Yo, do you want to buy this stuff? Because it's like, I got to get rid of it essentially." And I was like, did I do this? And they're like, "No, I've never seen this happen before." So
Yeah,
like,
I've never seen, like, I've seen them land on the planets, but usually they have to have a landing pad in order for NPCs to land on the planets. Yeah, he literally had one just land right next
like
to him on the
4 feet
ground.
from me.
At the
That's
edge of a
hilarious.
fucking at the edge of a river or something. I was just like, I looked last night. I didn't think I had this many hours. I've literally almost played this game for 200 hours. I'm at 198 hours as of right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, that just
I've never
shows,
seen that, but
right. Like that just shows you like the crazy thing. And again, I think the multiplayer aspect, even though we are all in our own lobbies and we're in our lobby together, when we're playing together, we have our collective universe. We're grouped up, but we're all kind of out doing our own things, but you still feel very connected because there's constantly shit going on, right? There's ships warping in, there's freighters coming in. And what I found out yesterday, which I did not know, thanks to us, a fellow streamer of No Man's Sky and community member, he was like, "Yo, just so you know, like this is full PvP as well. Like somebody can fucking come into your system, fly in, and kill you." Which to me, I was like, that was the one thing I was kind of like, I really wish this did have PvP in that aspect.
That's just lit. That spark.
Dude, I literally almost didn't end my stream. I was like, great, the warden fucking lives. Like I am back, baby.
Again, and I'll preface this with, again, yes, it has PvP, and yes, if you find somebody, you can fucking kill them. It's the finding them that's going to be the issue.
Yeah, but that's also, I think, like I was thinking about it last night when I was going to bed about it, and I was like, you know what, that adds a lot of elements of like, I think drive, because it is one of those things of like, I gotta hunt them down. Like I want to hunt people down. I want to go and I want to find them. And I do think that they should add a bounty system into this where you can go, and if someone's got illegal parts or they kill too many sentinels or they kill too many interceptors, that like, yes, you can go in and actually hunt them down. I think that's a really dope experience. It would be not, and as now knowing that, this is an open world and it is open world PvP. I don't think it would be that hard to put in place. Like they could basically say, "Hey, look, they're kind of generally in this area, right? Not narrowing it down to like the planet, not narrowing it down to even the system. You could go, hey, they're in this galaxy. Good luck, go find them, right? And now you're doing this like cat and mouse hunting game because Star Wars Galaxies did that, and oh my god, it was one of the funnest fucking things I've ever done. Like it was literally one of the funnest experiences I've ever had. Was bounty hunting people.
The problem with it is though is that Star Wars Galaxies wasn't an entire universe.
Right. No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. They can still give you like rough estimated coordinates of like, hey,
Thousands and thousands and thousands
but think about
of,
any
of
right, but
smaller fucking galaxies.
if you think about how bounty hunting would work, right, in a game like this to make it meaningful for someone and not to be super simple, right, it would be that system of like, hey, you need to track them fucking down. Like you need to go and hunt them down. And the reward is absolutely worth the pay, is worth it. Like it's going to give you a lot of shit, but it's a lot of fucking time and a lot of resources. I think this game perfectly fits that shit. I think it would absolutely do like extremely well.
I think it'd be cool too if they added like some sort of like missions that were like, you know, first come first serve kind of thing. You know, have
Right.
people like all swarm to that mission, then you fight it out to get that reward or whatever it might be. That's there. That'd be
Yeah.
cool too.
I mean, and again, you can start to open this up to be like, yo, I'm going to open up a bounty system where fuck it, man. Like I want, like, you know, Scruffy went and took me down. I'm going to pay, I want to put it up on a board. I'm going to pay this amount of money to go fucking hunt this fucker down. Right.
You
And
would. You
get
would
my
too.
shit. Oh, absolutely, man. I'd put bounties on all y'all's heads.
100% he would. Yeah.
So I don't know, but
it perfectly sums up our relationship between the two of us. The first time that I entered into the fucking game,
fucking
the
shot
first
me.
time I entered into Sin's world, I shot him.
Shot me.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Just shot me. I've been doing something and watched Pika fly by and just lay fucking rockets to waste. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck, man? So yeah, but I don't know if you. I'm just if you've bounced off this game, please like take it from someone that has like blood, sweat, and teared to get past this to understand why is this game popular and everybody talks about it and the experience around it and never understanding it. Take the fucking time. Get to the like at least to the point where you're getting off of the other planet. Like get off your main planet, get to another planet that is survivable, and just do yourself a favor and do that. And it's worth
And
every fucking
don't-
penny.
Don't play survival if you fucking if
Yeah.
you've never played the game.
Right.
Just play normal. I understand that you guys think that you guys want to be the big badasses that play survival. Oh, I can make it on the hardest difficulty. No, you can't. Just learn the fucking game.
Yeah.
And then do it.
Yeah. So, and the community around this game is awesome.
Or if you're gonna do it on survival, then do what my buddy survival or do what my buddy Solid did, where he basically went and played his own survival game, killed himself. You know, he got killed, restarted, got killed, restarted, got killed, restarted until he found a what's called a planet that he could survive on, and then he started learning on it. Right? Don't just run in there and be like, okay, first fucking planet, we're doing it first run. Let's do it, boys, because you're gonna die and you're gonna get extremely frustrated. You're not gonna be able to figure out what you're doing. It's not gonna be a fun time.
Yeah, but it really is like if you're a fan of survival games, if you're a fan of multiplayer games, if you're a fan of space games, exploration. I mean, it just hits so many. If you're a fan of it,
it's legitimately crazy how many people pass this game up because like even last night, like you know, just quickly coming back to what we were talking about, where it was like you know, you learn new things every time that you play. I didn't know that they had a colony management game inside this game. I found out last night that you can go and find like this weird colony that like their original, like their founder, the person that was running their fucking colony died, and they're like, hey, we're having some hard times. We can't really survive. You want to take up the position of mayor and colony, you know, director, and you can. And then it's literally like a strategy game. It's almost like a colony sim.
You must have found Preston Garvey, you know, a settlement.
Pretty much, man. Yeah, essentially, pretty much, yeah. Essentially, it was like I went onto a toxic planet. I was just kind of flying around. I went onto a toxic planet, and I landed, and it just happened to pop up where I was like a colony in need. I was like, all right, whatever. We'll go down here and see what the fuck's going on. And
I might need to try this out. You know, I think this
It's
actually
really good,
it
dude.
sounds like a good time to get in it. Like I've said, I'm in the same boat as Sid. You know, I've tried it before in the past, can never get into it. But that's just due to me not giving
And
it the chance really.
there's so many systems, man, and they continue to pump out more and more and more
For
content,
free.
new
For
content
free.
for free, for free. That's the biggest thing. Is like for free. They have never charged for any of this.
And for
Granted, 100%, it's their fault that they can't, right? Because if they just would have released the game correctly when they fucking released it, they could have charged for a lot of this stuff. But this is like the redemption story of the fucking century.
Yeah, I've heard they've always made good moves since like
Ever since
next.
the release, man. Yep.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
And,
that's good.
and for a streamer, I can tell you right now, it's got a phenomenal community behind it. It's a small, a directory, but it's got a phenomenal community behind it. Yeah, it's such a dope time.
One thing I will tell you to look out for though is duping. Like
Yep.
if you're the kind of person that likes to have everything, likes to do whatever they can to do everything yourself, this game you have to work hard to not be given shit that's
You
gonna
just
make your life easier.
essentially
So-
what he's talking about is whenever you go to the anomaly, there's a hub. The anomaly is called the hub. That's where you see other people, you meet other people. If they don't just show up on your world, right? Like it's kind of the social. You have to go to there. You are forced to go to the anomaly because you have to go in and actually like that's where you get some mats and you are get like
where you get all your progression from.
yeah, progression
Or,
from
like,
and stuff
your
like
building
that.
progression and everything.
Within a certain point, and when you're there, people can just drop shit in your inventory. So what I have done to curtail that situation from happening is I go with maxed out inventory. So I'll go in with my inventory completely maxed, and then I'll sell my shit and just keep in mind like what I've had because people will they'll just go in and they'll dump material onto you, and if it's duped,
they'll dump shit that's like 17 million worth of fucking stuff, and then
right.
17 million, you just have a bunch of shit in your inventory that's worth 17 million. You can make an easy bill. And I think one of the people that came into your stream the other day said that he had hit like 3 billion.
Yeah, somebody walked in
going on the fucking
so I walked in
anomaly,
and
like,
dropped something that sold for like 1.7 billion. So
Hopefully you said it's due to duping.
It's duping. This game has had an issue with duping ever since it fucking first released, and they've tried to fix it, but every time they try and fix it, it just breaks even more and more dupes show up.
Yeah.
It's something to do with the code. I don't know what exactly it is. I don't know if it's just the laziness on the coder's side or if it's just
I will say it's a minor speed bump in what is overall a great game.
You don't have to take it. You can throw it out of your inventory.
I delete it every single time. I just delete it. Like I know my inventory when I go in there. Like I know to like, hey, this is my spots that I'm gonna have, and I just delete it. But yeah. Anyway, it's a phenomenal fucking game. Scrubby, please, I'm begging you, try it with us. Play it with us. I think you're gonna fucking love it.
I'll give it a
try. I actually think you would like it, Scruffy. I think you would. It's got a lot of upgrading. It's got a lot of upgrades. It's got a lot of content that you can just kind of fuck around with. So.
And it's just I cannot talk more about how organic the fucking thing is. Like that's what draws me in. Is just how organic everything feels in this game. Where
I think you're looking for the word orgasmic. Sorry.
No, that's different.
That's what it sounds like.
So yeah, so no Man's Sky. So all right. Whoa.
We're gonna have to rapid fire through these. We got
to rapid fire through like this stuff. We were like, oh no, it'll be easy because we've only got 3 of us, but we fucking sat here and talked about so much shit. Scruff, I'm gonna let you take the next topic. So what is this about Spellbreak? Hit us with it.
Spellbreak, yeah. So as you guys know, Spellbreak is a popular or was a popular like Wizard BR released, I think about a year or 2 ago. But released I think exclusively on Epic for like a year as well. Either way, it was a pretty poppin' BR for a while. A lot of people really liked it. It had a pretty large player base at one point. I think it peaked at like 5 million throughout like all the platforms it was on. But it was just announced this past week that the developer, I'm probably gonna say this name wrong,
Proletariat.
Yeah,
Proletariat.
Proletariat, yeah. They are being bought out by Blizzard actually, and going to be halting the pretty much shutting down Spellbreak due to it. The company of about 100 developers are going to be moving to Blizzard to work on WoW's new expansion. What is it?
Dragonflight.
Dragonflight.
Dragonflight. So yeah, man, I don't know. I think it's kind of shitty, to be
So
honest.
hold on a
Especially-
second. So
Yeah.
Microsoft's buying Activision Blizzard, but Blizzard's buying proletariats. Like,
Yeah,
how,
I mean,
how
it's
did
big. I don't know.
They're still technically.
I know
like,
they're
an
their own
independent company when
entity.
it
I
comes to
get
that.
it, but it's fucking hilarious just to hear that like a company that's getting bought out is buying out another company. So I don't know. Anyway,
They're still making acquisitions, I guess.
Yeah,
The
no.
one thing that I want to know as well is, are they buying the company or are they buying the developers?
This
I
will
think
have
they're-
to
Because
check on
it
that.
says Spellbreak developer to be acquired by Blizzard and to work on World of Warcraft. It doesn't say the actual like company.
Plans
It
for
just says the
it
developers.
says the studio and its 100 members. So I believe,
they're buying the whole
Okay,
thing.
yeah, so they're buying the whole thing.
the
Then,
whole
yeah.
thing.
yeah.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from, where you're like, this is fucking shady as shit, right?
It's
But
just like
to me, it's also one of those things where I'm like, okay, good. Like Blizzard is finally taking World of Warcraft a little bit more seriously, and they're trying to get new, fresh faces in to develop World of Warcraft.
yeah, it just
Which
sucks
is
because
what has been needed.
it seemed like it was such a beloved game. Like it has dwindled in the past year or so, but you know,
Yeah.
to take a company and pretty much scrap their game, that just kind of hurts a little bit, you know.
Here's what it feels like. It feels like they came in, they bought the company, and then they said, "Yeah, you know what? I don't give a fuck about your game. Stop doing.
Yeah.
Stop developing for it. Go focus on
develop
our game."
Yeah, that's
what
kinda...
but now I can't, like, I can say probably from the main developers, because like, look, let's be honest, like the people that make bank out of these acquisitions and stuff like this are the higher ups. The people that make these decisions are the ones that are getting paid out. The developers that put their blood, sweat, tears, and effort into it and love these games are the ones that are kind of getting shafted and fucked. So, I think on that case, absolutely. But at the same time, I also think that it probably was not going to be long for the world, right? The game was probably going to fucking go and get canceled because
that's my biggest thing is, like,
Probably
even
not.
before like the buyout, like, yeah, it was a popular game on the first release, but I've been looking at like the trends, and I was watching some videos about it. They've been hemorrhaging players for
They have.
months now.
No, yeah, like the past 12 months, they dwindled down pretty severely. So
Significantly, yeah.
no, it is probably true that it was inevitable that this game was going to be maybe not shut down, but it was going to be halted, either progress on it and anything. But it just kind of is a sad way to see it go. I don't know.
But yeah, no, I mean, we enjoyed it. I mean, I had fun with it, and I think me and you, had a great time playing it. I think in any case like this, I think a game that's something small, we're not talking an MMO, I think absolutely just hand it over to, and say, hey, you know what? We're going to hand it over to you guys. The mod community, the main community, you guys do, fan base, do what you want with it, right? It's yours. Have fun with it, right? And go do shit. But
I think it's a better end than just being shut down,
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, again, and this is the thing for people that put money into games, and people that put money into battle passes and money into cosmetics, invested in that, you're talking about hundreds of, possibly thousands of dollars down the drain, down the tubes. You're never going to have that access to that anymore.
$5 into this game, bro.
So disposable income, man. Disposable income must be nice.
Disposable income.
Anyway, so yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this now before I get fucking just roasted to shit, right? Before it or whatnot. But I can, like, I'm seeing more and more and more and more and more people go back to World of Warcraft. Is World of Warcraft coming back? Like, is this really happening?
No, it's they announced the Dragonflight is releasing in the next like.
Is that what it is? The alpha is like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then after it comes out, give it like another week or so, and it'll go back down.
Probably, yeah.
The crazy thing about WoW, dude, is that they're so, like, Blizzard, they are so good about their hype train, man. Like, they are so fucking good about making you be like, do I want to go back and play it? Every
I
time.
don't know. This last one, like the last two, have not been amazing. Like
Didn't you
their
say you wanted to
cinematics have
play
been great.
Dragonflight? You were excited about Dragonflight? Or thought it was
I
You
making
said
good
no.
things?
about it.
You said something positive about Dragonflight, bro.
Yeah, I said that it was a step in the right direction. I didn't say I was gonna fucking play it. You don't put that fucking shit in my mouth. I will smack the fuck out of you.
That's
There
You
it.
is
take
with-
that shit back right now.
He's
right
no,
now.
no, he's coming back. He's coming back. That's it.
I
Oh my
feel like
goodness.
Blizzard, there's some sort of twisted like Stockholm syndrome with
It is.
Blizzard.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
we talked about this last night on Synstream, right? Like we were talking about the fact that like the reason why World of Warcraft can't go and make a second World of Warcraft is because of the steadfast and like deathly loyal fan base that
Yeah.
would just be like, no, I'm not moving to World of Warcraft 2. No.
Well, so
Well,
we
They're
have
like, no, I don't want to.
Just make World of Warcraft 2, but just make it take over World of Warcraft, just like Overwatch.
Right, just do a
Make
Blizzard,
it
yeah, just do
Overwatch
Overwatch 1.5, and just be
1.5.
like, hey, we know that we announced this Dragonflight as a DLC, but it's a new game,
It's a new game,
and
guys.
you're gonna have to pay for it, and you're not, or it's gonna be free to play, but we're gonna cancel the previous version, so you have to play this.
I mean, here's the thing, right? Like we have people in chat that are talking about like, not for me. I broke that, whatever. Well, here's what I'll say. Like Stevens, the only difference is between you and I think a lot of people like myself or Enigma or Scruffy. Well, Scruffy never really was big into WoW, but myself and Enigma specifically is that you just recently broke that addiction, right? You just recently cut those ties. So that like feeling of like, fuck yeah, like that empowerment of like I broke those chains and I'm never going back, like that's strong. But when you have someone like myself and Enigma who right now from an MMO standpoint, we're left in the cold, man. Like we are out in the fucking cold.
You're talking about yourself, bro. I could give a fuck less if
Yeah, I know.
if
Well,
World of
okay.
Warcraft was
All
the
right,
only
fine.
fucking
So
game
I
in the
will
world.
put it out there that yes, you are out in the cold when it comes to an MMO. I mean, I think you can agree to that. Like there's not what MMO out there right now is just being like,
Yeah,
go.
I agree with that.
So, it's so when you go back and you look at WoW, you're like, fuck, man, I do remember some good times. Like there, like, and you, like you said, it's Stockholm syndrome. It's like, man, dude, I know it was an abusive relationship, but there were good times, right? Like there was that one steak dinner that was really nice. That one time I can relive that, right? It's that kind of
Then
thing.
Get beat all over again.
Yeah, and then you're like, I'm never coming back until 2 years later when they launched the expansion, and you're like, okay, just this time I can change them.
Yeah.
Like,
The last time that I went back to World of Warcraft was Classic, and I begrudgingly went back to play with you, and I played it for like an hour and said, "No, I'm good."
I don't know,
remember
man.
why I didn't like playing WoW.
I
I
get-
remember why I didn't like playing Classic.
I get why WoW, what the pull and draw of WoW is. I understand it, right?
But-
it is.
But on the second hand, like I don't mean to continue to interrupt you, but it's like on the second hand, I'm of that ilk where I'm like, I've played it so much. I've played it in the past. It was a big part of my childhood that when I see them making at least somewhat good move towards what the player base has wanted for years, right? They've wanted an update on dragons. They've wanted an update on mounts, the way the mounts feel, everything like that. There's talk about player housing, which the fucking player base has wanted for years and years and years and years and years, right?
Right.
Like when they start moving down the route of being like, okay, I know the player base has wanted this, so we're finally going to give it to them. I at least in my eyes, I can be the bigger man enough to be like, that's a good fucking move. Okay, great. That's great. Still not gonna fucking play it. Fuck you, Blizzard. But that's a good move for the people that enjoy it. Shut the fuck up, Scruffy. I don't even want you. You have no voice in this, sir.
Yeah.
I have a voice.
Anyway, I yes, and people in chat are saying, Solid saying, I think Sin's just trying to talk himself into going back. You're like it's. I'm not
accurate.
I'm not saying
gonna talk Enigma to get back into it.
He's already playing Overwatch too. I mean 1.5.
Bro, I'm enjoying the fuck out of that game. But no, it's just I've said it for a long time. I wanted Lost Ark to be my MMO. The way they're treating it is just not there. I want, I'm an MMO player, man. I want an MMO. So it's hard whenever
Hey, I got a question for you.
You don't have that.
Have you heard about Final Fantasy 14, the biggest MMO right now?
Yeah, and I've
free to play?
Yep, and I've played it. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying, So it's I'm just that's all I'm saying. So,
Yeah.
all right.
No, I get you. I get you, man.
Moving on. Ubisoft. Like I saw this and I about
It's
lost my
crazy, man.
shit, man. And
Like,
then
talk about like having a game that you paid money for and then having it completely taken out from underneath you. This is crazy, dude.
so basically, here's the in a nutshell. Ubisoft is going to decommission the servers of 15 games in the next 2 months, including some of the most popular entries in the Assassin's Creed franchises. Most to coin most of these titles are. Oh, what's up?
Do you have a full list right there?
Yeah, I got the list. So the full list. And here's the thing, right? The kicker before we go through the list, the users won't be able to download DLCs they previously bought for the games. Okay, so they're shutting down the servers, and the shit you paid for, you're not gonna be able to get. Here we
Like
go.
the single player shit.
Yeah, the single player shit, like the
Yeah.
DLCs and shit.
Here you go. You ready for the list? Anno 2070, Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed 3, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed Liberation HD, Assassin's Creed Revolutions, Driver San Francisco, Far Cry 3, Ghost Recon Future Soldier, which has an active player base of roughly about 4,000 people that still play that game. I know it's not
Huge
crazy, but that's a big
for
player base.
that old of a game, that is a huge player base.
4,000 people. Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands, Rayman Legends, Silent Hunter 5, Space Junkies, Splinter Cell Blacklist, another game that actually has a pretty decent the player base, Zombie U. So all of these games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 15. Yep, that's 15 games. All of them are getting their online components whacked, and you're not gonna be able to get your DLCs for them. So this is crazy. Ubisoft has announced that it plans to decommission this online services for 15 games on September 1st. Users won't be able to play the multiplayer and the co-op modes in these games anymore. Linking accounts and onlines will stop working, and worst of all, players will outright lose access to DLC they bought.
Like, what? Wow. So, like, you just can't even download the DLCs at all.
Yeah,
right.
You just get the
What if
base.
you already have them
I don't even know. I think if you already have them downloaded, like if you have them downloaded right now, you keep them.
Yeah.
But yeah, once they shut down those servers, there's no re-downloading those unless they go back on what they've already said and they make it so that you can at least download the single player shit.
It's a season of shutdowns.
Which honestly they should. They really like to save face. They should be like, well, we're shutting down the online, so you can't play online. We understand that that's a shitty thing, but like we're gonna keep it so that you can have access to your DLC because you paid money for that. The problem with that is that Ubisoft won't do that because Ubisoft is already like, well, you don't own the games that you bought and you don't own the DLC that you bought. You licensed it from us and we can take that away from you at any time. That's literally in their ULA. Which
is hilarious because they're also one of the biggest proponents of moving to NFT gaming, which completely wipes that out 100%. They lose all rights to all of their stuff when they do that. So it makes no sense. You want to also know what the next kicker in the nuts is to this thing? Is that not only that, they are still fucking actively selling some of these games at full at $20 without mentioning a single fucking thing about it. So like people are buying these games, maybe.
I don't have a doubt that Assassin's Creed 2, 3, and Brotherhood were probably on sale for the Steam Summer Sale.
Yeah, probably.
Like, what the fuck? What the fuck, man?
I'm pretty sure that Far Cry 3 was on sale for the Steam Summer Sale.
That makes me sad too, because I never got to play that Blood Dragon DLC, which I heard was actually
Blood
really
Dragon
good.
was so good, man.
I heard it was great. I never got to play it.
So good. One of the best. You
better find it. You better find a disc somewhere, something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fucking crazy. And then the other thing about this too is that they announced this shit, right? And then right after that, they're like, "Oh yeah, we're working on an NFT game, and get excited for Skull and Bones." It's like, fuck you. Why the fuck would I be interested in anything Ubisoft puts out now?
Yeah. And that's like if we want to move into Skull and Bones, like that's one of the biggest things that kind of puts me off that game is it's like, well, you already fucked over probably hundreds upon thousands of people with that shit. Why would I fucking pay money for this game? Like, come on.
Yeah. And this is Skull and Bones. So Ubisoft had a presentation today of Skull and Bones. And while this is showing, I also want to mention too, not only did they do this shit, but they then go and say, hey, you know what? I know what everybody wants. The Division on fucking mobile.
Yeah.
Mobile.
No, nobody wants that. Oh, by the way, Destiny getting a mobile
I
version.
like the Division, but I don't do mobile games. I would never do it in mobile.
And literally, if you're talking like this, the Division mobile is literally the fucking Division 1. They just put it on a phone.
Yeah.
Like,
nice.
so if let me tell you something. If every single one of Ubisoft's games is not free to play, don't fucking put another penny into their shit, especially when they do this kind of crap. Because this is not the first time that they've done this shit. This is like, they've done this before. They have a past history of doing this. So like, don't do this. Like, like, I don't know. Just putting money into this is fucking trash. Like trash.
That's crazy, man.
So
I don't know. That's the biggest thing with Skull and Bones is like I have been looking forward to Skull and Bones. Like I really have. It's we were talking about it a little bit before the podcast started, right? Skull and Bones is a game that essentially they took the sailing from Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which has been touted as like one of the best sailing games in the franchise in gaming in general for a long time, right? Like it has very good mechanics, very good sailing mechanics, everything. They took those mechanics and made it into its own game, and then they canceled the game, and then they re-upped the game, and then they said they were canceling again. And then they said that they were still developing for it, but it was still kind of canceled. And then recently they were like, yeah, it's actually coming out this this year. So, look forward to that.
Jeez.
Okay, I'm gonna address it. Fuck it. I'm sorry. We did this last time. I'm gonna address it again. We just got rated. This is the reason why you want to join us live when we do these podcasts. We just thank you so much to Nerdy Netty for the amazing raid, literally in the middle of our podcast. Thank you so much. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to our show. We're talking about Skull and Bones, and we just got done talking about a bunch of gaming news. And if you want to check out the podcast, either this episode or any of the previous 60 episodes that we've got, !podcast in our channel, we'll get you there, and you can go take a look at the link and see it. Yeah, there's 60 episodes that we've got, so plenty of stuff to talk about and listen to. So Skull and Bones, yeah. So I 100% like the sad thing about this is I want to be excited about this, right? Like
So
I
do I.
like
That's,
I love
that's the
this
worst
genre.
part about it is this game is like what I've been looking for. Like they have a lot of sailing games out there, right? They have the one from Microsoft. I always forget the fucking name of it. Sea of Thieves. They've got a couple of other ones on Steam, like Black Flag and a few of the other ones that are like sailing simulation games, right?
I
They
don't think
all
any of them ever have done well other than
that's
Sea of
what I
Thieves.
was about to say is they all do something well, but none of them do something amazingly, right? Like
Right.
they all still kind of have things in it that you're like, why the fuck is this janky? What the fuck is this? Why am I on a map in Sea of Thieves that only has 7 fucking other ships? It's a huge map. There's nobody ever in the fucking area. You know?
Right.
This game, from everything that they've told us, is going to be like a huge open world Black Flag. It's basically and again, don't quote me on this because they might have changed it from what I remember them talking about. I haven't watched the entire fucking trailer yet to see exactly what they're talking about in this one, but from what they had said, it was going to be an open world the size of Black Flag, essentially, which the Black Flag's ocean was huge, right? And it's going to have PvP in it and PvE, so it's going to be like Sea of Thieves, just with better, in my opinion, better sailing. Granted, Sea of Thieves has a really good water mechanics and really good sailing mechanics, but this one, bar none, probably a better experience.
Well,
I don't know. Maybe I'm the outlier here because I'm not really feeling the vibes of this one. Like, I don't know if it's the whole like way you play, like you play as the ship and whatnot, and you're not actually like a sailor
Well,
controlling the ship. I don't know.
and see that's one thing that I'm not entirely sure of. I was under the impression that you can never get off your ship, but apparently there's certain
Like
instances that
there's
you
some
can.
instances you can,
Well,
but it seems
so
like the combat and the warfare all takes place
Yeah, and
being
all of the ship combat, all the ship warfare, all the ship
You-
like maneuvering and everything like that is done as the ship essentially.
so
You're the
so
captain.
real quick, you are able to get on and off the ship. You are a captain.
Yep.
I watched the I don't know, like it was like an hour and a half like long like show of this. So it's kind of like Sea of Thieves in the sense like, yes, you can go in, you can you're piloting your ship or captaining your ship. You have hubs that you get off and you walk around and go do things. But then there are points where like you command your units to go attack, to plunder, to broadside. So this is like, it's showing you right now, like this is like you're developing your captain, and those kind of things. But you can tell your crew to go do certain things, right? So there's a lot of different elements. Here's my thing about it, right? This game feels, because we heard about it back in 2015, I think is when this game
17, I
17
think, was when they first announced it. Yeah,
it feels like a 2017 game, right? Like when it
is,
doesn't
yeah.
like
And,
that.
and the one thing that you have to remember is, again, it's built off of the Assassin's Creed Black Flag engine. Essentially, it's an upgraded engine as far as I know, but it's more akin to like the newer Assassin's Creed with the sailing, but they've implemented more of the Assassin's Creed Black Flag instances of like pirating and everything like that. So it's going to feel like a 2005 game or a 2006 game, which was when Black Flag came out, with upgraded graphics essentially.
Right. Well, also too, like I don't remember, and anybody in chat that was there, please like let me know and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it's like a massive hub. Like I think it's still a certain amount of people inside your world, right? Because that's the one thing that I had a problem with Sea of Thieves. Like Sea of Thieves is
Yeah.
great, but eventually it feels tiny because there's only like 8 ships that can be in your map at one given time. I don't think this is just like an open hub where multiple instances of people are there, right? Like,
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was under the impression that it was like an open world.
I also saw there was like an invite feature. So this is like you can play with your friends.
Yeah, you can play with
yeah,
your friends.
yeah,
Yep.
So, but how that works is like what they each have their own ship.
Ship. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
each of you has your own
yeah.
ship, your own crew,
I
essentially.
don't know. I think that's the part of it for me is like I am one for these games when it's like you're on a ship with your mates, your friends and everything, and everyone's
Yeah,
got their own role to play.
the
That's where my
I
love
don't
it
know.
actually stemmed from Guns of Icarus, which I think did
Yeah,
that
Guns of Icarus did an amazing job
I
for
think
sure.
yeah.
The
And
problem with it is like, and you run into it with like Sea of Thieves, or so like once your friends are done playing the game, what do you fucking do?
yeah, and
Right?
it's true, like
If you're gonna play with randoms, that's a whole another can of toxic that you don't want to fucking open up, right? So it's one of those things where it's like you can either play with the randoms or you can play on the single man sloop, which to me, some people find that fun. I find that stressful as shit, having to juggle steering the ship, getting the fucking mast correctly, hitting the fucking wind, bailing yourself out when you get shot, shooting the fucking cannons, getting your
yeah.
it's just
No,
it's a lot.
I can see players who are into like World of Warships
Yeah.
be into this style of game.
It's
So
it's it's one it's one of those things like where if like you've never played Black Flag, I think you probably wouldn't understand it. Have you played Black Flag?
no, I haven't. I was never like
Okay.
much into
So if you've never played Black Flag, then I don't think you would really understand what I'm talking about when I say that this is some of the best sailing mechanics that I've ever played was in Black Flag. And that's me saying that with me playing Sea of Thieves as well, where
yeah.
Sea of Thieves is
They did
touted
it
as
good.
like some of the best in the
Yeah.
gaming franchise, right? I think the Black Flag did it better than Sea of Thieves,
Even
personally.
even when black flags, their ships would sink into the ocean floor and propel into the sky. That was fun.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember seeing all that.
Good old Bethesda, Ubisoft, or not Ubisoft, or Bethesda, good old Ubisoft
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
jank.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
so just found this. All right, so it's 20. So it's gonna function server based, right? So you can have PvP or PvE servers. You can switch at any point
Okay.
in time. You can switch at any point in time, which is a little odd.
Yeah,
It
that's
does
weird.
it does affect. They said that it will affect your bounties, and in PvP spaces, it's finders keepers free for all kind of style. But in PvP free servers, where you're playing with your friends, the loot's shared. There are 20 total max people in a single server that
Yeah.
you can have. So it's not
I
it's
mean,
open world, but
that's a
there's 20
decent
people.
amount for the world, at least. I don't think I've seen an actual map, but again, like I said, I've heard from multiple sources that it's the size of the Black Flag archipelagos, I think is where you were. which was it was a decent sized map. Like it was not the
I
smallest
thought
map.
I think they showed a map on here if I'm not mistaken.
Did
I
they?
thought
Okay,
I thought I
I'll
saw.
have to go and look.
So
I thought
then I guess what the objective is almost like Sea of Thieves too. You go to islands and
You just live out your pirate fantasy, man. You go and
live out your
loot,
pirate
plunder,
life, man.
right?
booty.
The thing about it, I think that kind of stinks here. And this is, and I think again, I reiterate and go right back to it. Right, is that this feel, and we've said it. This feels like a 2000, you know, in my mind, like I keep going back to 2015 style game. Like 20 people in a world, like I get can be a lot, but honestly, like my mind goes to why, like we live in a world of Ark. We live in a world of, you know, I'm not gonna say Atlas, but we live in a world of these big games. No Man's
know why you go
No
look
Man's
at
Sky.
Atlas?
I know, but like we live in we like the idea here of like living of wanting to exist in a big massive open world. Like you've got No Man's Sky as an example, right? Like it's hard to, I don't know, like I feel like 20 is just such a minimal amount of numbers. Like blow the map size out, make it bigger.
There's a lesson to be learned here too from Battlefield. Sometimes
Yeah, I get it.
sometimes
more players
isn't
isn't
better.
always. Yeah.
yeah, it isn't always the best. So
But
maybe try it at a minimum and see how that feels.
the looming
knows?
thing that keeps that's just hanging here is just what we talked about, right? Like how long is it before Ubisoft
can't
decides to
trust
say,
Ubisoft
fuck it, I'm
at
gonna
this
just
point.
shut the servers down. I get that it was a decade old games, but you know, it's
and again, it's not decade old games. Like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood was released like 6 years ago, if that. I think when was Brotherhood released?
It sounds
I mean I can look it up.
maybe like 8.
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay. But
2010.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a 10-year-old game.
It's 10 years old. I mean, it's so I get it.
Yeah.
You had a decade, but at the same time, it's just like you're not expecting that your game's just not going to be there anymore. That you can't play the fucking thing when you want to. So I don't know. And I also don't agree with the monetization aspect here of like their pre-order stuff gives you bonus to a special battle pass that's available. And then on top of that, you also get access into special missions that are only accessible via the well, I think it's the battle pass, but it may be just the pre-order bonus.
Yeah,
and then
I don't
also
like content being locked away behind a battle pass.
Yep.
well, you are talking to the wrong fucking company because that is not what they do. So I don't know.
This is what another one of those instances where I will say don't buy it. Like just like buy it if you want to play it, but don't pre-order it. Like please stop pre-ordering games from Ubisoft.
Yeah,
please. It never ends well.
And most likely the game will end up being free to play in a matter of a few months. So
and then get shut down in a matter of a few more.
I don't know. I mean, again, the sad thing is we don't get a lot of pirate games. It's such an untapped genre, and you know, I really would have. I do. I mean, I am interested.
We don't get a lot of pirate games with decent sailing. That's
Right.
the biggest thing. Is like if you want a game that like has decent sailing, you're stuck to Sea of Thieves essentially. That's it.
Yep. No, I get it. No, I understand.
Or you go and play Ark or not Ark. Fucking
Atlas.
Not Atlas, but Arcade. Arcade. You go and play Arcade again. Arcade had some of the best fucking sailing in an MMO I've ever played.
Go play Ark.
Too bad the game is
play Arcade.
The game is crap. So, you know what was also sad too, and we don't have footage of this, but right before this happened, Larian Studios did their Baldur's Gate 3 like panel from hell. Okay. Oh my god, dude. So many good things. Bards coming, gnomes coming. They showed off. They had this like kick-ass band fucking playing, and they vote like it was just amazing. And it was it literally blew, dude. I got goosebumps. And we're talking about a patch notes where I'm like, this came out with a full-blown game, and I was like, Larian Studios comes out with a fucking patch, and I'm like, oh my god, like I need to go play this game right now. Like and also
I'm getting excited for Baldur's Gate, man. Like I really am, and I'm looking forward to that release.
Enigma, you could play
like the Druid and stuff, right? That all happened.
Yeah, there's so much content. We should go back. I know we're like keep saying like we want to wait till full release. We want to wait till full release, man. I think we just go back and fucking dive in, dude. Tony's back. Enigma can play a fucking gnome, and there's a point he can be used as a weapon now. Like there's a point for him to get yeeted off a fucking cliff. Like
if we do it on weekends, I'd be totally game. Weekend nights would be perfect for me.
It can maybe take.
Look at the last time we were gonna play a fucking D&D game and we
No.
said a weekend.
I know.
Wow.
Well, like what you can't set it any other day. It's gonna be the same case.
So,
I don't know.
well, we're wrapping up. I'm gonna speed hit these last couple things. The first NFT game console was announced.
And nobody fucking cared.
Yeah, no, that was it.
I took a picture of it.
Yeah.
I own it.
You don't own it anyway. Then on top of that, this is awesome news. The PAX organizers are going to bring E3 back in 2023 officially. That's actually, I mean, the ESRB was not going to let that go. It's a moneymaker for them. You know,
ESA.
so the ESA, what did I say? ESRB? Yeah.
ESRB.
ESA.
I was like, what
Yeah.
the fuck would the ESRB have to do?
ESA is you know, we're gonna bring it back there. I said
Coming
already,
back.
so.
Coming back with Jeff Keighley or whatever. Jeff Keighley or whatever. his name is.
He won't. I don't. Did he say that he was gonna be part of this? Because Jeff Keighley
Yeah.
is
Also,
really.
I think he did at least. I thought he
I
did.
thought. I
it
don't
said
think
it in
so,
that-
man.
I
I
thought it
think.
said it in that article.
I think Jeff Keighley will stay to doing his own thing because that was super fucking successful. For him.
Oh, they mentioned him. It wasn't him coming back.
Yeah, as I say, I don't think so, man. Because that's the big thing now is I think those two are going to be kind of like competitors against one another. So
you don't think that Jeff Keighley will do it?
nope. I think he's going to continue to do his Summer Games Fest, and he's going to continue to have his own thing, just like he has done with gaming awards and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
I just don't think it'll be. And honestly, I mean, I love E3. I love cons. I want to continue to go to them, and I want them to be more. But that's, you know, E3 needs competition. So, this actually is kind of surprising. Riot is increasing the price of all League of Legends microtransactions worldwide. When is this
they haven't done that in a long time.
Well, they gotta make. I guess they're like, fuck, man, we're giving all of our characters away for free. Like, we need to gotta up it somewhere. When is this taking effect? This takes effect. Riot is going to run some promotions before the price increase. They say how much it's going up by?
I think they don't. I don't think they
9.8.
detailed it.
Wait, is that it?
Oh
What'd
yeah,
you
they
say?
did.
Yeah.
UK players will go up 10.9%.
It's not small.
Europeans and Americans will increase 9.8%, and Canadians will increase 9.9%.
That's not a small amount, man. That's a big chunk.
No, it's not.
So, again, I guess this is even more reasons why. Hey, look, make sure to get the Game Pass. You can get all the damn champions for free. So, but that's happening.
But the one that cracks me up is the reason why they're doing this is worldwide inflation and currency fluctuations. And I'm like, it's a fucking digital thing.
Yeah, I don't.
There is no inflation on
Welcome.
what you make it.
Welcome.
It's fucking code.
It's a CERN-verse, man. Don't fuck with it, bro.
Good
CERN.
Lord. It's the same reason why I don't understand why game prices continue to go up and up and up and up and up and up up and up and up and up and up. You know, it's one of those things where I'm like, I get it. You have to spend more money to fucking develop it, but you're still spending pretty much the exact same amount that you spent 5 years ago, 10 years ago to develop a game.
Yeah,
It makes me.
and we're going discless. That's the crazier part. You're getting rid of physical product, but the price is going up. It doesn't make sense. All right, and other quick hit news. God of War got a release date, November 8th, I believe, right? Wasn't that I think the release date for that? Is it 9th? November 9th.
Ready for Fat Thor?
Fat Thor.
Speaking of Fat Thor, I did see Love and Thunder as well.
Did you?
Yeah.
See it. I'm seeing it next week.
It's
I might see it.
I'm not spoiling anything. I will say it is a good movie. It's a good watch. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna say anything else. I'm just gonna say it's a good movie.
Surprising. I thought you weren't gonna be. I don't know.
I'm not gonna. I don't want to ruin anything. Like I said, it's a good movie.
I don't want to elaborate more, but yeah.
Once it's out there for a little bit, then I'll give you my opinion.
Will I be impressed by it?
Did you like Ragnarok?
Yeah, slightly, but I didn't like it because it was a Thor movie. I liked it because it was a funny movie. I recognize
So it's Ragnarok, but more of a Thor movie. So you're gonna get more. You're gonna get more Thor, but it's in the nature of Ragnarok. I'll just say that. It's not.
See. I'm thinking about going and seeing it either tomorrow or.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie. That's all I'll say.
I'm glad then.
And Jane Foster got a Mighty Thor in the Marvel's Avengers. Is anybody still playing Marvel's Avengers? Like,
Oh wait, I don't know,
Apparently, yeah.
but I also heard, to add on to that She-Hulk is coming to it.
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
I heard
yeah, one of there was a Twitch streamer that apparently
leaked
leaked that
it.
his acting director or his acting coach is voicing She-Hulk on
Yeah.
an interview with the developers, and the developer was like, "Oh,
So in
I love that
And-
because and they pointed out in that the game will now have, I think, 2 Hawkeyes, 2 Thors,
two Hulks, two
Hulks.
Thors." Yep.
Yeah, it's just copy pasted shit.
yeah, because instead of making the game good, we're just fucking copy pasting, skins and crap and just saying that these are full expansions, and they're
As
not.
much as we can. Yep.
And then Oculus Quest no longer will need Facebook, but will require the new Meta account. So everyone was like, "Yeah, no Facebook." Oh wait, but you still gotta have Meta.
Honestly, I'm kind of okay with that. Like, honestly, I'm okay with having the Oculus account, right, or the Meta account. The one, yeah, the one that pissed me off is that you had to connect it to Facebook. You had to
It's the
connect it to
same
your
thing.
Facebook account.
Isn't Meta Facebook?
Yeah, it's the same
Yes,
fucking
they
thing.
are.
It's the
Yeah,
same
so like you're still
No, it's a separate account. You're signing up for a Meta account, not a Facebook account.
So they were just changing
it's the
Facebook.
same fucking
I'm
thing,
totally
man.
lost.
What are you talking about?
No, Facebook is still Facebook. Like, Facebook is still a separate thing. Meta is a Meta account. It's their own thing.
That's like, so God, man, that's like telling me that, like, yo, no, I went to TGI, like I went to like Baskin Robbins and I got a milkshake. I didn't get ice cream. I got a milkshake. No, you got a fucking you still got Baskin Robbins.
No, the reason why it's a good thing is because it's not connected to your fucking Facebook.
It still gets the
Meta
same
is
fucking company.
Facebook.
It's fucking Meta's Facebook. Facebook's
the
Meta. What are you
company.
talking about? Oh
The
my
company
God.
Facebook is ran by is Meta. Yes.
You fucking Meta shield. I don't want to hear about it. Get out of here,
Oh my
bro.
God, you're an idiot. Whatever you say, Blizzard.
we are
go
not
play your World of
an
Warcraft
idiot.
in another couple weeks.
We are not an idiot on this one, chat. I'm
Go
just
play
saying.
your fucking World
At
of
least I
Warcraft
know
and
that
your, and your Overwatch 1.5 in a couple weeks. Did you pay Bobby his $40? Stuff it in his panties?
No,
again?
no, I
Bet
did
you
not.
did.
No, I
bet
did
you
not.
did.
I did not. I did not. I got my refund, asshole. At least I know the
Jesus
fucking difference
Christ.
between Meta and Facebook, and that they're not. They're the same fucking thing.
You're
my
so-
God.
oh, we agree on something.
I'm gonna slap you both.
And then in the last 2 minutes, we're gonna spend this 2 minutes to say, please don't, guys, please, as a PSA here from the pre-patch crew and all of us in all of our communities, don't play Diablo Immortal. Like, stop giving them money.
That was
Apparently,
confusing.
the Diablo Immortal boss defended his microtransactions. Like, of course
it's
he did.
ridiculous.
It's making him
What?
fucking money. What was it? What's the count now too? I think it was like $250,000 was spent, right? I think that's like the high count now for like actually.
No, 500,000.
Is it 500?
No,
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, somebody has spent 500,000, and there's a new tier of like whale out there now.
Have you noticed that all these Blizzard employees and CEOs are just defending themselves? Like Blizzard, they wrote off all their allegations, self-acclaimed, and now Diablo Immortal boss is defending his own microtransactions. Like,
Dude, I love
I don't know.
the fact that they went into court, or they not in court, but they went in and they go, no, we're clearing ourselves of all allegations. That's like walking into fucking court and being like, yeah, I'm not guilty. All right, bye. Like, that's not how
Mic
this
drop.
works.
I'm out.
Like, you can't just be like, no, we
That's not
correct,
how it
we're good.
works.
Like, we're good, right? We're good. Okay, we're good. And then this dude coming in and being like, no, the microtransactions are doing what they're supposed to. They're a good thing. For who? Like 500? Like that?
For them.
You cannot tell me that is not suspicions of money laundering. Like,
Uh,
I guarantee you,
uh,
people are laundering money through Diablo Immortal.
That's just an allegation, okay? They
they're gonna clear themselves of it. I clear myself of that.
We've cleared ourselves of that allegation. So,
we don't launder money. We cleared ourselves of that allegation. Nope. Yeah, I don't know, man. I commend there are creators that I am commending 100%. That Bajahira is one of them. Bajahira has free to play this entire game, and on top of that has made it to like the #1 like barbarian PvP rank. I commend you, because that is impressive. In a pay to win game, that literally the more amount of money you dump in, the better you're gonna be. So I don't know, man.
That was the whole thing with this whole thing is like he straight out came out and was like, hey, you know, 99 or he said some fucking percentage. It was like some ungodly percentage. Like he's like over half of our player base doesn't spend a fucking dime on our game, and I'm like, yeah, that's because they loaded it up once and then fucking uninstalled it.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
Oh my god, dude! Don't you have a wallet? That's their new thing. It's not about a phone. Don't you have a wallet? Don't you have a credit
Exactly.
card? All right. Well, chat, guys, for the pre-patch podcast, that's episode 61 in the books. Wrap it up. I think it's one of the best ones yet. Been amazing. For Scruffy, Enigma, and myself, appreciate you guys all being here and hanging out. Thank you so much for the raid. That was awesome. I hope you all that came in hit ! Podcast on all of our channels to be able to see where you can go to download our stuff, whether it be Spotify, whether it be your favorite podcast app, whether it be anchor.fm/prepatch podcast. You can go and check us out anywhere and go and look at, again, listen or watch all of our episodes in the past. We do this bi-weekly every other Thursday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, right here across all of our channels. And yeah, we give you an honest, just blown out, no holds barred gamer aspect look at Twitch, YouTube, the gaming space, all that kind of good stuff. So hope you guys had a great time. We enjoyed it. Thank you guys for being here, and we will catch you guys next time. See ya. Bye.
Deuces.
Laters.
Installation.